It's Monday, November the 3rd, 2025. I am at Joel Pearl, thejoelpearl.com on Blue Sky. It's time to get in the weeds. It's your monthly Monday main channel takeover. Who are we? Who are you? What are you doing in our house? The house that we broke into. This is a show that we do. It's our morning show every single day over on our sister channel, Fightful Overbooked. We're live 10 a.m. Eastern until God knows when, talking about everything and anything. And I'm serious about that. But the top of every month, the first Monday of every month, we're here on our main channel here on youtube.com/Fightful to bring you the flavor and give you an idea of what this nonsense is all about. It's myself, it's Jeremy Lambert. SB3 joins on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes he just shows up to hang out and play games with us, and that's just what we do. But Jeremy Lambert is here. He's made it through another weekend unscathed. Uh-oh. How you doing, buddy?
Folks,
oh boy,
I'm working hurt. So if you saw the show on Friday, I dressed as Jeff Hardy for Halloween because that's what we do here on this show, stupid things. And I jumped off of a house. It was a little Tyke's house. It was not an actual house, much to I don't say detriment, dismay. The bit with my wife where I told her I was going to jump off the house and she was like, what the hell are you doing? So I jumped off the little Tyke's house. I did an elbow drop. Didn't feel great if you saw the video and everything. Did not feel great at all. I took a shower, took some ibuprofen. You know, I thought it'd feel okay. You need to take a shower just to get all the face paint off of me. I was like, I don't feel too bad. You know, I kind of feel okay. Friday, I was okay on Friday. A little sore, but just you know, more or less fine on Friday. Woke up Saturday, and my arm, my shoulder was killing me. Absolutely killing me. I think it was partially that the elbow drop, obviously. Like, it was partially the elbow drop, but also when I sleep, I cuddle up with the wife and everything. And sometimes, like, if she turns over, it kind of disrupts my shoulder a little bit if it's like an awkward angle. I think that was partially too. I'm also very stupid and I don't realize how injured I am, and I still mess with the kids. So I put the little one up on my shoulders and everything because I was messing around with her. These are all bad ideas, folks. These are all bad ideas. So I went to urgent care on Saturday, and they told me nothing's torn, nothing's broken, but you should also not be like doing extra with your shoulder. You know, you should keep it in a certain position to make sure like it heals, and you don't strain it even for it. They just called it a shoulder strain, is what they said. Like, you don't need to strain it further by doing things. Like, yeah, that's probably smart. I'm really stupid, and I will do more dumb things with my shoulder as I just explained the dumb things that I did. So they gave me this sling, and I have been incapacitated here for the last couple of days.
So if you're on the Fightful website and you see an article written by Jeremy and you see a spelling error, leave him alone. He's always that. The sling doesn't actually affect the spelling errors. He's got the same output. He's doing everything he can.
It takes me so long to write it because like I'm trying to like go like this typing, and it's not good. It takes me like forever to do it. I've done some like speak and type stuff. Like I can do that on the computer. I never use it because I think it sucks and it doesn't work. But for certain articles, I'm like, yeah, let me just like say this and maybe it'll work. And then it just becomes I have to correct too many things to where it becomes more of a hassle than anything. But I just it hasn't been great. I was looking forward to a nice weekend off. I didn't really get a weekend off, unfortunately. There were things that happened to where I did not get a weekend off. And I'm working hurt out here. I should get like hazard pay on this. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I did this to myself, but at the same time, I feel like I should get hazard pay out here. So, yeah, it's all right. So, how did the ITW GM react to this injury? So, if you saw my Twitter, I post the text message between myself and my lovely wife, and it was my wife just messaged, "You can't get hazard pay when you're the hazard." I disagree.
That's right. No, she's right.
I disagree. But I texted during the show and I was like, I think I'm going to jump off the house. And she's like, no, the fuck you're not. And then she realized I meant the Little Tykes house, and she still wasn't thrilled about that. Rightfully so, mind you. But she's also like, I know how your brain works, and so you've conditioned me to like get in that same mode. She's like, well, maybe you can jump off like the roof to the deck because it's not like a super long drop there. She thought that's what I was talking about. It's just jumping from the roof to the deck. I was like, no, don't jump off the Little Tykes house. And once she realized that, she's like, you're still dumb, but all right, sure. And afterwards, I was like a little sore. And she's like, did you put anything down? I was like, yeah, I took the cushion from the porch swing and put it on pizza boxes. And she's like, that's not like padding. That doesn't work, actually. And it didn't. It didn't work. If you saw it, it hurt. It hurt very much in the moment as well. And then it was fine. Like Friday afternoon, I was kind of okay. And then Saturday, it just, it did not feel good. So yeah, I had to go to the ER and, or the urgent care, not the ER. I had to go to the urgent care, and they were like, yeah, you've strained your shoulder. You need to just take it easy. It'll be okay. Here's some, they didn't give me like good drugs. I was like, come on now. Can I get some like good stuff out here? They're like, no, just here's a sling. Take some Advil, take some ibuprofen. You'll be all right. Put some Tessum on it. You'll be okay. Look, Pile Driver Finisher. You could find a mattress. Of course it would have. It would have taken too long to set up. I think we do have like a spare mattress downstairs, but it would have all taken too long to set up. I didn't have time for all of that. This was a haphazard bit. It was a half-baked bit that I just put together in the last second. If you heard the story on Friday, I put the costume together last second. So the house jump was even more of a last second idea. I didn't have time to pull out a mattress and all of this stuff. I had time to get the padding off the porch swing and jump, and that be that. So, sorry. Or not sorry. I don't know. People seem to enjoy it. Oh, it was okay. She was, of course, like, she'll never call me an idiot because I just do that to myself. Anyway, I'm like, yeah, I'm stupid. She's like, no, you're fine. She's also just like, you're not doing that.
Oh, she should not say you're fine. No, the answer should not. No. Come on. Just leave it at you're an idiot. And you say, yeah, I know.
Well, yeah, I know I'm an idiot. That's the thing. I know this. I told her all of this. She tries to be supportive of things and be like, oh, it's all right. Like, but she's also like, you're not doing that again. Like, you're just, no. You can't do things that actually hurt you. You want me to, she's thrown cake at me. She's splattered eggs on me and everything. She's like, you want to do that stuff? Like, okay, you can't do things that like actually hurt you. I'm too old. I'm too old for that. I'm washed. And I don't think I'm washed, but I'm washed.
From now on, I just need her to, whenever you have a problem, when she messages you back, she's
right here. Would you like to chime in on things? She's finishing food.
Oh, okay, let her finish because this is what she should send you every time you do this.
Are you stupid or are you dumb?
And that's all you need to know.
She doesn't call me stupid or dumb. I call myself that.
No, I never call you stupid.
Yeah.
I never call you this.
Yeah.
I am going to work though, so please don't jump off anything.
Oh, she's going to work again. So that's the other thing that happened on Friday. She was at work. She could have been here. Unattended. Yeah, she left me unattended. You can't do that, baby. You can't. You can't do that.
Yeah, I can't leave you unsupervised.
Yeah. I gotta have supervision at all times. I'm a child out here.
You can put cameras up in your damn house.
You know when we started talking, dating, and everything, I'm like, I'm going to be another kid. Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be another kid.
Just nothing that hurts you.
Well,
I'll throw cake at you. I'll throw eggs at you.
Yeah.
I will help you do most of your bits.
Yeah.
Just nothing that, yes, in years to come, like, oh, I'm in so much pain because I dove off a little.
Well, I think next time I should jump off the roof of the house, put the mattress down, and I'll be all right. You know, like if there's an actual mattress, I don't know. We got a mattress downstairs, right? Baby, we got 12 kids. We just take one of their mattresses, okay? It'll be fine. They won't know. Yeah, let's put it back. It'll be okay.
It might be the series finale of the show, but sure.
Maybe I can do like an actual swanton then, you know? I feel like that'd be good.
The
No?
series finale because you'd be dead by
No.
then, but sure.
I feel like that'll be okay.
I think that would not be okay.
Disagree.
You usually do.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Please don't do anything terrible while I'm at work.
No promises. No promises. I can't do a ton. I'm injured here, baby. I'm hurt.
I know you're working hard.
Yeah, I'm working hurt. I don't get paid enough for this either. Have a good day.
Thank you, baby.
I love you.
I love you.
All right. My lovely wife, everybody. God bless her.
Xeno are calling it hard ground wrestling.
Yeah. It like rained all weekend too. So, and then the sun gets so low.
Oh, there's no way to make this work. And then now you're gone. That's the best
Okay.
part.
Am I
You're
back? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So it rained all weekend and then the sun was out. So like the ground was like tough. Like it wasn't soft at all, which was unfortunate. Yeah. It hurt, folks. I do not recommend. If you're going to do it, which again, don't try this at home. How do you learn how to fall off a little Tyke's house? If you're going to do it, make sure you have like actual padding down because a cushion from a porch swing is not an actual pad, everybody. And pizza boxes, that doesn't.
No, what were you thinking?
The pizza boxes were not to like help break my fall. The pizza boxes were to keep the couch cushion or the porch swing cushion from getting wet. That is what the pizza boxes were for. So I was thinking well there. I was like, I don't want the porch swing cushion to get wet, so I'm going to put the pizza boxes down. That wasn't to help break my fall at all. So
Brian Lambert pointing out more people saw your spot than they did an NWA show.
factual.
Oh dear. My goodness.
Oh, Kaza.
Your kid. Oh, congratulations. Says,
Congrats on the sex, Kaza.
That's right. Well, 9 months ago, sex. At least for
Wow.
38 to 40
Yeah.
weeks ago. Congratulations, born yesterday at noon. I hope you enjoy this journey. I can tell you it is great and it is awful simultaneously. I have a son who continuously asks me, and he's 3.5. He says, "Daddy, are you tired?" My answer is typically perpetually. So my son has now learned the word perpetually. And there you go. If you can do anything, you can teach them words that they probably shouldn't know before the age of 13. Congrats.
That's baby number 2 for Kaza.
Oh, never mind. It's all shit from here.
So congrats on the extra sex. Then.
Well,
I
again,
hope mom and baby. Yeah. Oh, mom and baby are healthy. That's what matters. So, best wishes, Kaza. I hope you're doing well. Again, hope mom and baby are healthy, and appreciate you tuning in for today for some reason. Yeah.
If your 3-year-old is at home, the only thing I can say is keep the fridge door away from him or her.
Keep the fridge door and keep him off the little Tyke's house. The
Yes.
kids were super impressed by this, by the way. I earned a lot of cool credit from them. We have to sit them down and explain, like, do as we say, not as we do, because they'll be like, well, Jeremy jumps off the house. Why can't I? And we're like, oh, shit. That's not good parenting there. But the kids are like, oh, that's so cool. And I'm like, yeah, don't do that. We can't be doing this, everybody. And then they're like, we jump off the house all the time. And they're like, well, we land on our feet though. It's like, yeah, that would have been like much smarter, but like not a real wrestling move. Just land on your feet, could like roll through, I guess. But yeah, we had to explain to them, like, don't actually do this. Jeremy's very dumb. Jeremy likes to do dumb things for his show. You can't do this. We cannot have you guys get hurt. And so hopefully they listen. But they were also like, I want to watch it again. Let me watch it again. I was like, I think they like showed their friends too.
Good.
Which isn't good either.
They want to watch this more than they want to watch your Playboy Cardi concert review, because once that happens, it's game over.
Yeah. They're like, can you send me the video so I can show my friends? I was like, no, this isn't good. I don't need the reputation of like, yeah, let's go over to so-and-so's house. Like, don't they have the dad that jumps off of the houses and hurts himself? Like, I don't think you should be going over there. You're like, yeah, that's probably a good point.
I love it. There was someone in our chat who was like, I came for the thumbnail, I stayed for this. This is, oh god, what a morning it's been. Hey, if you haven't already, we've told you enough stories so you can leave a thumbs up on the video, because you know this is what we do.
I can't leave 2 thumbs up. Like,
oh, that's right. You're like half dinosaur.
Yeah,
it's like half T-Rex. Yeah, there we go. Hey,
there we go. Like the fawns out here. Hey,
you're gonna hit a jukebox later to get it to play music. The old man. If nothing else, use that for your pretty thumbs up on this video. And also, if you gotta subscribe to this channel, that's one thing, and subscribe to our other channel, Fightful Overbooked. That's where you'll find us all Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, talking about this and God knows what. Sometimes wrestling, sometimes basketball, sometimes baseball, sometimes life, sometimes Jeremy's
stupidity. You can say stupidity. I
can say it. That's right. Your wife decided that she won't. And if you want, you can donate a super chat to support the stupidity. An email, and also get your question or statement read on the air. Or because today we're on Maine, if you want to donate a Humper Chat, go to humperchats.com and you can send a little more of the pie this way and get your question or statement read on the air, which we do appreciate perpetually. Worth noting, we didn't get to talk about on Friday. There was no coexisting with Rob and Maggie. Rob, unfortunately, he lost his dad this past week, and we just want to wish our best to Rob. He's a phenomenal human being, a really, really sweet. Really, really sweet guy, and just one of the nicest dudes in the world. And so, if you have a minute and you have Rob on your socials, send him some love, because it's never easy. Jeremy and I have unfortunately been in that club that he's currently joined, and we're just sending our love his way, because it can be tough. But we're a family here. Damn it, it's like Olive Garden in this house.
Best wishes to Wilkins. I've talked to him a little bit with everything, and he knows that anything he needs, we got his back with everything. And yeah, send kind messages to Rob Wilkins, one of the legitimately most nicest, most genuine guys that I have the pleasure to know. So we love Wilkins around here.
Yes, we're here. Our clips are, by the way, we are doing clips, and our shorts, they're all dropping on the other channel that we have. So if you aren't watching this live, maybe you're looking for clips later, they will be over on Fightful Overbooked. Anything from today's episode, really the first 20 minutes of this show is just going to be this for the clip. This is a clip. Jeremy hurt himself jumping off a house. That is the clip, and we will discuss it. What a weekend. Not just for that. I guess I should talk about the congratulations to the LA Dodgers.
You don't have to congratulate them. You can say fuck them.
No, you know what? The series was very entertaining. It was very, very, very fun to watch the Blue Jays go as far as they did, from a team that nobody expected to a team that brought themselves beyond Game 7 of the World Series. Should have been a game that they won. There were reasons that they could have won, but they didn't. And at the end of the day, they went deep, and the Dodgers just kind of went a little deeper. That's the way it goes sometimes. So, listen, if some people are going to have babies in our chat, we may as well get a little deeper than them too. So congratulations to the Dodgers. Listen, I'll be perfectly honest. We talked about how I felt going into the postseason and going into my sports fandom. I'll just reiterate before you ask Jeremy, how are you feeling? The answer was,
I know.
I know. The answer was, I was tired. And then I realized that I get an hour of sleep back tonight. That was nice. And then I was disappointed for about 5 minutes. And then I realized that my friend, who is a NICU nurse and has been for a long time, will never make $500 million in 15 years. And therefore, I went to bed being more upset that she's not going to be richer than the guy who just didn't win a Game 7. Pay the doctors and nurses more money.
I respect, I appreciate your perspective on sports. It's much healthier than mine. I would have jumped off the actual house on Saturday night and not have any type of padding if my team did what the Blue Jays did. I feel so bad for Blue Jays fans. Like, to be up 3-2 in the World Series, to have 2 games at home. I apologize if this is PTSD for Blue Jays fans. I know it's still a very fresh wound. I'm very, very sorry. I legitimately sympathize with you guys, because I've been fortunate enough to watch 2 of my teams win championships in the last few years here. So I've been very fortunate in that way. I've also seen my teams lose in the championship games. Notably, the Panthers have lost. I've seen my teams lose in heartbreaking ways. So I know how difficult that can be. To be up 3-2 in the World Series, 2 games at home, to have game 6, which was bullshit, that little wedge rule. Pick up the ball, dude. Like, what are we doing? You could have got it. And then he easily grabbed it anyway. Like, if it gets, like, stuck under there, okay. That's one thing. It got wedged. Just run there and pick it up. That's a bullshit rule. And then game 7, to be up 3-0, to be up 4-2, to be 2 outs away, and the 9th hitter hits the home run, and then you lose it in extras. Like, and you had all those opportunities in the 9th inning and in extras as well. Like, I could not imagine. Like, that was rough, and I felt so bad for any fans of the Blue Jays. I got a couple friends who are Blue Jays fans. Like, I felt so bad for them. Yeah, if that happened to my team, I would not be on this show today. I don't know if I'd exist today. My wife would have to save me, because I'd still be out roaming the streets somewhere. I could not deal with something like that. I truly could. I watched my team blow game 7 in the first round. The Avs did. They blow a 2-0 lead in the 3rd period, and the guy they traded is the guy who killed them in the 3rd period. That was very rough. That was a first round series. It sucked, but a first round series, and I had basketball to focus on. If the Thunder had lost, like, we were up 3-2. If they had lost game 7, that would have been rough. If they had lost it in that manner that they did, yeah, I don't know if I would be here. That's a tough one. As a neutral party, what an amazing series! Like,
so good.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. From the 18-inning game to game 7, going to extras, like the drama in game 6 and game 7, again, as a neutral party, it was very nice, I must say. I'm laying in bed watching the game on Saturday night and everything, and it's the 8th inning, 9th inning, and I'm like, oh, I kind of hope like the Blue Jays don't score another run, so it's a 1-run game going into the 9th. And then the Dodgers tie it, and it goes to the bottom of the 9th, and I'm just like, oh, I hope like the Blue Jays can win it, and then it goes to the top of the 10th, and I'm just like, oh, I hope. Like, I was just excited for great baseball. My wife was actually more mad, because she was mad about that wedge rule. She's like, this is the dumbest thing in the world. The Blue Jays got screwed. I was like, yeah, I don't really disagree. Like, she took this harder than I did. She doesn't have a rooting interest either, but she took this like way harder. I was just like, oh, this is nice. Like, I'm enjoying this game and everything. And she's just like, this is strange to watch a sports game with you, and you're just like, I hope both teams have fun. Like, that's not how you act on sports games. I was like, yeah, it's kind of nice, isn't it? To where I'm just like, I hope both teams have fun, and this is a great game and a great series and everything. She's like, yeah, I prefer this than you being angry at all of these games, but it's also very strange to see you watching a game and just have no real rooting interest outside of like, oh, I hope this goes well. She had more rooting interest. She's like, the Blue Jays need to win because they got screwed on this wedge rule.
You were Rob Lowe watching that game.
It was that was a classic game. Yeah. It was a classic game. Like, I'm not a baseball fan. I've said this many times. Of the 4 major sports, it's the one I care the least about. But I love watching the playoffs because I love watching the best teams battle it out. And when the best teams are in a World Series and you're going to game 6 and there's drama, you're going to game 7 and there's extras. Like, that's the stuff as just a sports fan, like you just live for to watch. Like, it was fantastic.
So I am curious from the chat's perspective and from yours. I saw a few people on Reddit, and actually the Toronto subreddit. So not as toxic as other subreddits you may have seen. It's Toronto. Most people are just complaining about the construction and other silly shit. But these ones, there's actually someone who posted, should we have some sort of thank you type parade for the Jays, even though they
No.
lost, but they went so deep. So that was kind of my reaction, was like, no. And then other people were kind of chiming in and being like, oh, but they went so far and they really brought the city together and everyone was so happy and da 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 da. I feel like most hardcore sports fans or the most ardent sports fans are going to share the opinion that you just gave. I'm curious about the chat. I already see people are saying no, and I just wonder, is it something to celebrate the fact that the city came together and we had a renewed interest in baseball that we haven't seen in a long time, or is it just like, nah, try again next year, you lost, you don't get a second place parade?
Anybody who does a second place parade is loser behavior. It's just loserdom behavior. You don't throw a parade. Like, I don't think the players would want to do that, Like, hey, let's go out and celebrate being second and almost winning. Like, nah, that's loser behavior. Like, if the Thunder had lost in the finals and they're like, well, is there a small town team? Like, it's Oklahoma City. They don't have any other major sports. It's a college town with Oklahoma. So it's not a major sports town. If they had thrown a parade for being in second, I would have been like, what? No. Again, I don't think the players would want this. You think like Vlad Guerrero wants to go out there and be like, yeah, this is fantastic. Like, you can celebrate the team on your own, just that they went far. Like, you celebrated with the team as they got that far. You can celebrate into the off season. You can celebrate on opening day of like, hey, like, we're back. Last year was so great. We came up short, but it was still a great season and everything. Like, you can celebrate then, but like a full ass parade, no, that's dumb as hell.
Yeah, so I mean, there was talk of, what about a parade, or what about a gathering at City Hall? We have a pretty large outdoor space at City Hall to do, a Jays thank you for the year. I'm agreeing with you, and I think most of the chat is also saying the same thing. No parade, no need for that. The idea of doing something maybe before the start of next season, before spring training, kind of an appreciation, like, hey, let's go kick ass this year. I think that is more warranted than, hey, you're a bunch of losers, come talk about how you almost won, but you didn't, you bunch of losers, because that's sport. That is, these athletes wanted to win. They didn't win, and therefore they don't get the feeling. They're currently dealing with the agony of defeat. They don't get the victory. So to pull them out in public and be like, hey, congratulations for losing is kind of a salt in the wound feeling. I think if fans want to come out and just be thankful for what they did for their fandom, I think that's great. Celebrate the fact that you love Toronto sports a little bit more because of this run. But to expect players and to have MLB, or not MLB, but have Jay's staff and everything come out and be like, yeah, congratulations, you bunch of losers, probably not for me.
They do a fan fest. I assume the Blue Jays do this. I feel like literally every team in existence does this. They do a fan fest before like the start of the following season. It's usually like some preseason game or before, or when training camps open or whatever. Like, you want to do something like that and just make it a little bit bigger than usual because you're coming off winning the AL and coming off a World Series. Like, okay, cool. Like, that's when you can like kind of do your celebration stuff. But no, a full ass, who thought of that? Reddit's got to be banned. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
I mean, you're not going to hear any disagreement here. I just came across it and I was like, huh.
Yeah, every team does a fan fest. Great. I'm pretty sure that like literally every single team does a fan fest before the year starts. So again, if Toronto wants to make theirs a little bit bigger to celebrate winning the AL and everything, like, cool, I got no problem with that, because you're also like ringing in the new season with this stuff. Like you're not only looking back at last season and celebrating that. Like, you're also looking forward to the new season. Doing a parade because you lost the World Series.
I think a lot of this comes down to Toronto sports fans living in this world where none of their sports teams win anymore. But granted, like the Raps won in 2019, and then we had a whole ass pandemic that made time feel like 3 years was 25 years. So I to a point, I understand the sentiment. I disagree with doing it this way, but
I don't understand the sentiment. That's an unnatural. Go ahead.
You want to know why the Jays were the team that I was really cheering for out of all the major Toronto sports teams? And it's not because they're the only team in Canada because we have the Raptors too. It's actually because they're the only non-MLSE owned team. So they could have at least stuck it to MLSE and been like, look at us. Rogers paid us more money than we needed and we won a championship. What's your excuse, MLSE? But here we are. The Jays are going to hopefully have a good year next year. The Raptors are who they are, and the Leafs are going to blow it in the, second round again. I'm not, and again, for those who don't know, I live in Toronto. I'm not a Toronto sports fan because I grew up in Ottawa. I'm a Sens fan. I'm used to Close but No Cigar. The year that my team made the Cup final, they played the other team that I like. So really, I was in a win-win situation when they played the Ducks in 07. So really, I'm cool. I'm good. I've seen one of my favorite teams win a cup in my lifetime. So we're good here. I'd love to see the Jays bring it home another time. Could have been fun this year, but to me, like I said, it doesn't bother me as much as it would other heavy hardcore sports fans.
Man, like you just don't know if like you're gonna get back there is the thing.
Yeah, of course.
Like that's always like you want to win it when you're there because you just don't know if you're gonna get back there. It's so tough. It's so tough. I mean, the Dodgers spend a bunch of money, they get back there, but the Jays were the worst team in the league, or at least one of them, the year prior. And all of a sudden, they were the best team in the AL at the very least. And you never know how things are gonna flip. Like I would have thought when the Panthers went 16-1, 15-1, their only loss is because they rested guys and then went to the Super Bowl and lost. Like you would have thought, like, hey, like yeah, we'll be back here. Cam Newton's an MVP. Like and then it never happened again. And now the franchise for so many years have sucked. Since then, we're finally might be turning around a little bit this season, but you just don't know when you're going to get back there. It's so difficult to win in sports. That's why when you're there, like you want to go ahead and get there. That's why like when OKC was in the finals this year, I was like, we got to win this one. Yeah, I prefer if we just win every single year. That's much easier on my mental health. We're 0-0 right now, so it's been a fine season. But you when you're there, like you just want to win the one, and because you don't know if you'll ever get back to that point. And we'll see with the Jays. We'll see what happens with them. I hope they do well. Like I did grow to like them during their playoff run and everything. I don't have too much attachment to baseball. I'm allegedly a Cincinnati Reds fan. Like I have Cincinnati Reds stuff, and I watch them enough to feel like I can root for them. I would not certainly like if they won, I'd be like happy, but I'd be more happy for like Sean and my pal Todd, my pal Steve, Rick Chino. Like I'd be happier for those guys than I would for myself. And like, all right, cool, the Reds won. I'm not gonna buy like Reds championship gear. I can't say that I care enough about them to do all that. Like Thunder, Avs, Panthers win, I'm getting all the gear. Reds win, it's like that's fine. Like. I support them enough, but I don't care that much.
People in the chat pointing out the Argos are winning the Grey Cup. Okay, sure. Who pays attention to the Canadian Football League? I've said this a billion times. I know one person who pays attention to the Canadian Football League. Hi, Greg. I hope you're watching. You're also a wrestling fan. That fanny pack, the Sens one behind me, he got me that. He went to the Sens and WWE collab game and got me that fanny pack. So, hi, Greg. You're the only person I know who gives a damn about the CFL. So, there you go. I do think that for the Jays, a couple of there was some standout talent this year that just made a name for themselves. Addison Barger being one of them. He went from a pull-out couch to great performances most nights. And my all-time favorite, Ernie Clement, was someone who has been around the game for a while.
Man, I thought he was gonna win it.
Yeah, he was close.
That play, I could not believe that play. Like when Pages, whatever his name is, he ran over his right fielder to make the catch. I was like good on him for making the catch. My favorite part of that play is like he runs him over and then he starts taking off back to the dugout and then he turns around and realizes the dude's still down. He's like, oh shit, my bad.
He's down, but then he goes over and it looked like he was trying to say, oh, I was just there for dramatic effect. Like he wasn't saying exactly that, but it looks like he was trying to say,
he did get up and like he smiled and it was like, okay. So yeah, fortunately like everybody was okay on that. But like there were so many just like high drama plays in that game where you thought, oh, this is it. Like that. Like I thought Vlad cracked that home run, but it just hit the warning track
Oh, so close.
in the
Yeah.
bottom at the bottom of the ninth, I believe. The Ernie Clement fly ball that was barely caught out there. The couple of plays at the plate, the outs at the plate and everything. Like such good drama. Such good drama.
One of my favorite bits that I don't know if people caught on, but I watched it every time. Whenever Alejandro Kirk went to bat, if he got a hit, they would show you the slow-mo of him getting that hit. And Kirk is a stocky guy. He is not like a tiny baseball player. He's a stocky dude. He's a catcher. So like he can be, his center of gravity can be a little lower. So he can have a little bit of a tummy. But they showed his slow-mo in the swing. And for those who have watched Homer at Bat, the episode of The Simpsons where Homer's on the baseball team and they do the slow-mo of him hitting the ball, taking the swing, and everything jiggles, that's what they were doing to Alejandro Kirk every single time he swung a bat. I felt so bad, but I'm like, you know what? Again, they're making good money. They can deal with it. No one's complaining about his play because he's been pretty good for this team. But just every time I'm like, why are they playing him so dirty this way?
It was a great series. I mean, I guess congrats to Dodgers. Y'all just won it last year, and you won it like 3 years ago as well. Like, you win it once. My friend is a Chiefs fan, and they're in the Super Bowl every year. They've already won a handful. They've lost a couple, but they've won like 3 overall. And like we get tired of congratulating him in our group chat. And like, oh, congrats, another Super Bowl appearance, another Super Bowl wins. He's like, it doesn't get old, because you live through so many miserable times as fans of teams. Even the best teams go through like miserable stretches. Like the Yankees were great when they were great, but they haven't won anything in 2 decades or whatever. So even they are at kind of a stretch where they're just not playing well right now, or they're not accomplishing as much as everyone thinks they should accomplish, what their fans have certainly come to expect to accomplish. So you live through those miserable times, and then when your team actually like is good and starts accomplishing stuff, you're like you enjoy it. But yeah, we message and we're like, oh, congrats on another Super Bowl appearance, Dustin. Oh, congrats on another Super Bowl. And he's like, oh, thanks guys, like appreciate it. He's like, I want to see like one of your teams there. I want to see the Panthers there. And then my other friend in our group chat, he's a Bengals fan. He's like, I'd like to see like one of your teams there because I've seen my team at this point. And that's kind of like where I'm at with a lot of my friends as well. As like, all right, I've seen an Avs Cup recently. I just saw a Thunder championship victory. I'd like to see the Panthers do something. That's not going to happen for another couple of years. Like, I'm not going to be mad if my teams win. Not at all. Like, come on now. But I do like hope the best for my friends' teams as well, because I know what the feeling of winning is like. And I think every sports fan who enjoys sports to the level that I do, not you, Joel, you don't care enough, but who enjoy sports to the level that I do, like, I want them to experience that joy and that thrill of having that victory.
I don't think there's anything that I care about that much.
Wow. Wait till I tell your wife about that.
It's
And
just,
your kid.
I mean, it might just be them, but like, yeah, just thinking about it, I'm like, do I? Because even wrestling, I'm just like, no, wrestling is stupid.
Oh, wrestling, I don't care about at all. I'm too like in deep into wrestling and know like, too many of the wrestlers and know too much of like the behind the scenes stuff. Yeah. And like, it's a job for me as well. Like, don't get me wrong. I love that this is my job and everything, but it's a job. Like, I work in wrestling with stuff. So I don't have attachment. Like, I root for guys that I like. It's also different because like, it's not all on them as far as like what happens. Like, it's other people kind of control that stuff. So like, I root for the guys I like, and if they win a title, I'm like, all right, this is cool type of thing. But when it comes to wrestling, like, I just don't have that super deep emotional attachment. I think some stuff is good. I think some stuff is horrible. And as people know, I like the horrible stuff more than the good stuff. My wife messaged me and says, I believe that's your feeling when you're not watching the games. I do not believe you when the games are on. I'm not quite sure what she's referencing there.
Do
Maybe
you want your team to make it type of sentiment?
Oh yeah, I want my teams to win for sure. Like I 100% do. But if it's not going to be my teams, then I want like my friends' teams to win. That I guess that's what I was trying to convey. Maybe I did a poor job. No, if my teams are playing like my friends' teams, no, I want my teams to win. I'm not gonna be like, oh, my team lost, shucks. But you know, at least Sean's team won, or at least Steve's team won, or Dustin's team won. Like, no, I don't care about that. I'm pissed off that I have this conversation with, oh, that you're okay with your teams not winning. Yeah, no, I'm not okay with my teams not winning. I want my teams to win all the time. I have this conversation with my wife of, you know, if the Thunder play the Cavs in like the finals or something, I'm like, you got to be a Thunder fan. You have to be a Thunder fan. She grew up a Cavs fan. She likes the Cavs and everything. I was like, no. You got to root for my happiness over like, the Cavs are winning, because she doesn't have the attachment that I do. Yeah, happy husband, happy life here. If the Thunder lose in the I'm going to be miserable, absolutely miserable. I'll be a little happy for my wife and her family, and like, Cavs, sure. But like, if they beat the Thunder, though, no. I'll be miserable. So she has to just accept the teams that I have accepted, and unfortunately, I've put that on her to now she has to deal with me if they. She said, I will not be in the house if it's ever Cavs versus OKC. Yeah, fair. Honestly, fair.
One of you will be going to the bar for the night.
Yeah, I'll just say I will leave the house if that's the case. Like I'll be the one to leave, not her. I wouldn't put that on her. I'll go. But see, I live in Ohio, so like if I go anywhere, I'm just gonna be surrounded by Cleveland fans. So that's not good.
Baby, I'm going out to the forest to watch the TV show.
Yeah. I go rent a hotel. Like I need this hotel for at least 4 nights. Maybe up to 7. Okay, can I just like get a deal on this? Here are the days where I might need it because the schedule gets released. Here are the days where I'm gonna need it. These 4 specifically, and I might need it these 3 extra afterwards to watch these games because I can't be in my house right now, and I can't go local because all the locals are going to be cheering for Cleveland, and I'm not putting myself through that. So,
it's not like you can go to the Chili's and just, veg out for a bit.
No, I can't. I couldn't go again local because they're all going to be Cleveland fans because I'm in Ohio. Like if it was some other like neutral team, I could get away with it. It'd be fine, but I can't be surrounded by a bunch of like Ohio like Cavs fans when I'm trying to watch my team play. As people know, like I don't like watching games with other people, especially people like I don't know and they're not rooting for my team. If you're rooting for my team, fine. But then just shut the fuck up. I don't want to talk to you. You can't say anything. And if you're not rooting for my team, I don't want to be associated with you at all. Like I want nowhere to be around you. I just prefer watching the games on my own. My wife's gotten very good about like she'll watch the games with me. She'll understand like what I'm going through and everything. So she understands me at this point. The kids don't care. The kids will come in and they'll be like, hey, Jeremy, can we do this, this, and this? Can I do that? I was like, can you just not right now? It is game 7. Can you go away? I will help you with your homework later on. I do not have time for your bullshit right now, children. Get away from here.
I'm gonna find you like an isolation booth that you can keep somewhere. Isn't it like a vocal isolation booth where you can't be heard and they can't hear you and you can't hear outside and you've got a TV in there? It's just you in this box that's very well padded. This is sounding like a mental thing, but anyway, the point is a place for you and only you to dwell for the time being.
I gotta keep a calm perspective when they come in. Like it pains me. It pains me. They'll come in and they'll ask a question, and I gotta be like, oh, that's really cool. Like, oh yeah, that's great. And I'm just like, I'm like counting down. Please, what do you want to hear that gets you to go away right now? That's all I care about. What do I have to say to get you to go away?
The younger they are, the longer that rope needs to be. Trust me.
Yeah, the older ones don't really bother me. Like they know I'm a sports fan. I don't know if anyone knows, like outside of my wife and everybody who listens to this show. Like I don't think they understand like how deep my love or dislike of sports really is. So when they come and ask me questions, it's like whatever. But like they know if I'm like watching the game, they're like, all right, let's leave Jeremy alone a little bit. But they also just don't know, like they don't have an understanding of the importance of games. You know what I mean? Like to them, it's just okay. A game is on. Who cares? Like you know, I'm watching the Panthers game yesterday, and it's coming down to the final seconds, and the kids are messing around and whatever, and I gotta like break things up and be like, all right, can you just knock it off for a little bit? And I'm trying to watch the end of the game. It's a really close game and whatnot. And again, maybe they know it's on, maybe they don't, but it's a regular season game and whatever. They don't know the difference between here's a regular season game and here's game 7 of the finals. They know the Super Bowl because it's one game and we all kind of watch that together. So now if the Panthers are ever in the Super Bowl and they are still of ages to understand, they're not, I assume the Panthers will never be in the Super Bowl, but if they are of ages to understand, that might be a situation where like they all got to watch in the living room and I'm watching in like the bedroom. And then they'll be like, why isn't Jeremy watching the game with us? And my lovely wife would have to explain, well, Jeremy's stupid and Jeremy takes this way too seriously. And I got to protect him from you and you from him right now, because if we're all watching this together, he's not going to be pleasant to be around. And I don't want you guys to say anything when you're just like happy to watch the game. And I don't want him to say anything when he's just like watching the game. So this is the best for everybody right now. The Panthers are never going to make a Super Bowl to come to this point, so it's not going to matter. And they don't care enough about the other games.
Get you a sensory deprivation chamber. I swear to God, it's the only way. Halloween was this weekend. Did you guys get out for the trick or treating after all?
No, Thursday it rained, so right. No. You know, SB3 and I recorded Worst of the Weeds on Thursday night. So
yes, go check that out over on our main. If you're on the Discord, we've got that. The link
is it up on the site?
No, I never put it live.
Oh wow! I thought it was running this weekend.
I just told you. No, we had tons of clips running this weekend.
Oh, I thought that. Okay, well, let's run it today since we don't have the main show on there today.
I mean, we've got a bunch of clips that'll run from today's show.
All right.
Hi past us watching this and wondering what was wrong with you. This is production on the air. We'll get to it. It's fine. But anyway, Worst of the Weeds happened. I took my kid out on Friday night. The rain came all day and then it went away. Loved going with a family who had a very big Jays fan and was like, we got to wrap this shit up before 8:00. And I was like, yes, we do. So we were done by 7:30, got the kid in bed by 8, and everyone was happy as a pig because he was asleep, and so were we. Good time, though. I mean, last year was more difficult because he didn't have the stamina to really walk around and enjoy it. This year, he was like so excited to go to all the houses and trick or treat, and everyone was like, "You're so cute," and it helps that he's a cute kid, so we got a bunch of candy, and his friends did too, and yeah, had a nice little time going out and enjoying Halloween. And listen, our building, they had put together a thing where you could go to different units and there'd be stuff out and candy to get. Kind of wish we had done that because at least we wouldn't be outside in the rain. But it was, again, the rain had stopped by then. I just wish we had stayed inside and in our building because I'm lazy instead of having to go outside. But we did it. It all worked out. Everyone was happy. It was a good time, actually. Everyone who dressed up had fun. I just moved the kid around, made sure he didn't get, in the middle of the street, get hit by a car.
I watched SmackDown on Friday night because our trick-or-treating stuff was Thursday. So we didn't actually do anything for Halloween. So I watched SmackDown on Friday. That show sucked. That show was so boring.
What'd you expect?
It was just nothing. And then they followed it up with a boring episode of Saturday Night's Main Event. Just much boredom.
Once again, what did you expect?
Now, come on, Joel. You were out here trying to sell, it's a big show because it's the first one on Peacock and they're loading this show up.
I said that they had expectations to make it a big show. I didn't say, you got to watch this. It's going to be amazing.
No, you weren't saying, you got to watch it, but you were like, well, they're loading it up because it's the first show on Peacock. And I'm like, I don't think they are. I think they're just, doing a show.
So one thing that was nice about this show was the fact that it wasn't on NBC, so we didn't get a metric ton of commercials throughout.
Yeah, that was nice.
It had a good pace. You and I both talked about the length of the show staying around 2 hours, and it did. They didn't get hard out right at 9. We get hard out all the time here, by the way. The different spots. But it was, again, just in terms of timing, I thought the show moved at a clip that like made it okay. But I agree, it wasn't my favorite by a long shot. I didn't really love this particular Saturday night's main event. Someone in the chat pointing out Dragunov and Frazier was probably one of the best matches from WWE this weekend, unless you watch the intergender tag team in AAA.
Yeah, they put that up on YouTube.
They did it really quick. So that was a TV taping, by the way, and or just some sort of taping. And they put up the Ethan Page and Chelsea Green winning the intergender tag team titles. They just threw that match right up on their socials, which I honestly thought it was a good idea to do it that way because people aren't really watching the week-to-week tapings unless your name is Lucha Blog. So it was good that they got it out there, and at least it's one more thing to put out on WWE socials, and then they'll put it on NXT, and it'll become part of their canon immediately instead of having to wait for them to bring the titles out when they show it. So airing it now, that made sense. Yeah, in terms of like the weekend of wrestling for WWE side was just can't even tell you it was fine. It was there. It wasn't great.
Those shows just felt lifeless. Like, I know they're in Utah and they ran it because like Utah football was playing, and so that's why they did the whole thing, because they have like the partnership. I think it was with the Big 12. They have the whole partnership with them, so that's why they were there. Because they even said, like, as Saturday night's main event was coming on the air, they're like, oh, it's like 4:00 in Utah. It's like in just 3 hours from now. Just 3 hours from now, like, the Utah Utes are playing whoever, and like, all right, so that's why you're there. And like, it felt like a show that people were just waiting for the football game, and so they didn't even bother to care about this wrestling show. But it was just and SmackDown was just boring and lifeless. Like, Dragunov and Frazier was great. I did enjoy that. I didn't like really care for the closing segment. Like, oh, okay, they added kind of a stipulation to the match. Drew mentioned his kids, and then Drew laid him out, and then it all meant nothing because Drew fucking lost again. So, and then the rest of the show, I don't even remember what happened. The rest of the show, the Tiffany and Jade stuff, they're like arguing and like brawling. Like, that's not doing anything for me.
The only thing that made me laugh from that segment was Jade calling it taffy time instead of tiffy time. Thought that was funny, right. But other than that, there wasn't much. Like, again, SmackDown has kind of been faltering for the last little while. We know this, but the show was Halloween. Like, I'm not gonna make excuses, but the reality was, like, it was Halloween. There was also another playoff game. They knew it was almost like a punting game. They knew they had Saturday night's main event. They didn't put anything together.
They punted on that too.
They did punt on that, but they had Game 7 for that one. But no, it just wasn't. Nothing really caught me, and nothing made me like really get into it. You can like maybe the Intercontinental Championship match on Saturday night's main event had its moments.
Fun. Yeah,
I like the storytelling of it. Dominic Mysterio using the ring bell, which he's been using the hammer for the ring bell, which has been part of this entire beat of the story with Rusev and with Penta. Like, I like things like that. I like it when they incorporate these things into the story. And Dominic, eking out the win, sure, again, made sense. Nothing was super surprising. Drew, like you said, on Friday night, lying to get his way into this match being I win the title even if you get counted out or disqualified, and Cody Rhodes being like, he did everything but do the enough, because now he's been called out on doing the screaming enough, so he's not going to pull it out for a while, which is very upsetting because it's my favorite thing about the Cody Rhodes character now. Instead, you'll just get, Cody gets angry once in a while, and they'll do this match again, probably towards the end of the year. Well, now Drew's another excuse because he took the title and he got DDT'd on the title, and he's going to be like, oh, he should have been disqualified because look what happened. He did it on his title. He introduced it, and I did it. He's going to find some sort of BS excuse, and we're going to do it again. And
he's lost twice.
He has lost too many times. That's the reality of it.
He's lost twice to Cody.
Yeah.
And I tweeted yesterday, he is 1-13 and 1 DQ in his last 15 title matches. And the one win was against Seth at Mania, where he lost the title 5 seconds later. That's it. Otherwise, he's lost every single title match since 2021. Every single title match since 2021, outside of one that he held the title for 5 minutes. it sucks. It sucks. There's been opportunities to put the title on him. Could he have beaten Roman? Yes. I get why they didn't do it, but he could have been there for Roman. Could he have gotten the title back from Priest after like Money in the Bank or whatever? Yes. Could have easily gone back to Drew there. Could he have beaten Cody in one of these? Yes. I advocated for him to win at WrestlePalooza. I really advocated for him to win at Saturday Night's Main Event. They're not doing it. And so by setting that up, like, they don't have strong enough challengers for Cody. Cody's a great babyface. Cody is still very over. He doesn't have strong enough challengers right now because they keep going back to Drew, but the problem is they have beat Drew so much that no one buys him as a credible challenger. Drew does the best he can, but people are looking at Drew and like, dude, you're just a giant loser. I can't believe that you were actually going to win these matches because you never do. Like, he lost the Punk feud, and rightfully so. Punk should have won that feud. I didn't have an issue with that. But when you lose that feud, and then you do the stuff with Priest, it was whatever. Priest was not the biggest star. I mean, even Drew was like, I don't know about this. And then you do the stuff with Randy. He did some stuff with Orton and everything. And then he went into the stuff with Cody, and it's like, that's not. And you keep losing all these title matches. He's just not a strong enough challenger. But they don't have anybody else. Like, who's the heels? Exactly. Is Solo Sikoa? We've seen Cody and Solo a million times. Solo's not a strong challenger. They've not built anybody up for Cody. And that's why I thought Drew winning would have made the most sense, because then you get a chance to reset things a little bit. You have good top heel or top baby faces. Like, you got some hot baby faces. You can continue to move them up the card a little bit, and you can hopefully establish some heels. Instead, they're just having people lose, and I don't know, you're going to run back Drew again? Like, it's past the point of caring, to me, at least. If other people are into it, more power to you. I'm not.
It feels like Aleister Black and Cody might be on table after Survivor Series, maybe going into the Rumble. Only because, again, like you mentioned, there's nobody else. You've got Damian Priest, and you could do babyface. It feels like whoever wins between Black and Priest will be the ones to move up and face Cody, which is absurd because Aleister Black also lost a title match like his first week with his wife by his side. So, like, I don't know. Yeah, lost to Dragunov. So, like, who else you can do? You can do The Miz.
No, that's the thing. They don't have anybody. They got to do who?
I'm curious if they're going to do anything, because Santos Escobar was at Raw on Monday. And what did they do with him? Did you see him on TV? Did you see him? No, you didn't. Nobody did. He was there. So I don't know if the plan is for what the plans are for him, but he was on SmackDown, or at least part of the SmackDown brand before the contract expiration, the re-signing. So I don't know where they want to slot him, but there's somebody that you could potentially heat up, find a place for, and give him a challenger of the month, do something to build him. I don't know. I'm just looking at the SmackDown roster. Like, again, Sammy, you got Sammy that you can do stuff with.
Yeah, Sammy's a babyface though.
He is, but you could do something with Sammy and the history with him and Cody, and you can make
Sammy's a giant loser too, unfortunately.
That's just
They're
what
not going to put the title. You know what they are actually waiting for, Joel. You know who they are actually waiting for.
Randy or oh God, not him, not Roman.
At some point they'll turn Randy in like 5 years or something, but we know who they are actually waiting for.
Hi guys!
The I built you versus I brought you.
They are biding time until Chris Jericho gets there. And they'll bring in Jericho, and that'll be the hot challenger who may actually win the title from Cody.
When?
January.
Well, so that's Rumble. You're not going to do the Jericho appears in the Rumble. How do you introduce him? Is my question.
You introduce him by just cutting off Cody. That's the Rumble match, Jericho and Cody, and Jericho wins the title.
So the first Raw the first SmackDown of the year,
Yeah.
That's the countdown to the new millennium thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Hey, listen, it could be as easy as that. I'm not against that being something that they would do. I'm against it happening, but I'm not against that being a potential for them. No, looking at the roster, unless they start shaking people around and moving things around, you're kind of stuck. They haven't made any attempt to build their mid card, and they haven't made any attempts to move their mid card up. The talent is where they are, and no one's been slotted differently. Like I said, the closest thing right now between Jacob Fatu, who's out injured, Damian Priest, Aleister Black, those are really your three guys that you're currently trying to move up, but you haven't got there. Randy Orton is MIA. With the assumption on my part is he took out Fatu, and you'll maybe get Randy versus Jacob Fatu at one point, and then it all ends up being Randy versus Cody. That could be the Rumble match.
They got to turn Orton at some point. They've been teasing it too long. He's been doing the dumb glances to the title for too long. Like, you got to turn him. But then if you commit to a Randy turn, you have to commit to Randy winning the title. Because if he just turns and he loses, he's just like every other heel geek on this show. So if he's going to turn, put the title on him. And I'm not saying like I need a Randy Orton title run, but you gotta make. And you're not making Randy Orton. He's been there forever. You got to do something with this title and these heels, because it's not working as far as keeping the title on Cody with no heel challengers, no strong heel challenge. And if you beat Orton, you're right back in the same position of like, okay, well, who's the heel to challenge? And that's why I think it might just be Jericho. Jericho comes in, he takes the title.
You know what's crazy? I thought Orton's been out longer. It's only been a month. Today is 1 month. Last time we've seen him. It just feels like it's been longer. Maybe because before that it had been a month. So something must have happened, because he had a match. I guess so. He had the match against Drew where Drew beat him. This was on September 12th, and then it was a month later, or a half month later, on what was it, October 3rd, where it was the Vision versus Cody and Randy. Then we haven't seen Randy since. He's just chilling. Time to do something different. Turn him, but the thing is, if you turn him, how do you do the WrestleMania build? Because Cody's got to be a big part of this thing.
What do you mean?
Cody's got to be going into Mania either as champion or going for the title. It's just that's just the eggs are in that basket. You know it. No. You know, but come on. I know you can want something and know something. And to know that he's everyone who was in that stupid 40 plus white guy demographic poker game, they're all part of this show in a major way over those 2 nights. You know this.
I mean, if you turn Orton, you just run back Cody and Orton at WrestleMania. Orton beats him at, let's say Jericho doesn't beat him at Rumble. Orton beats him at Rumble. Cody wins the Elimination Chamber, and you just do Cody and Orton at WrestleMania. Like, none of this sounds good. Like, all this sounds boring to me. I would prefer if you do like a Cody and Roman 3. I think there's still some meat there, but I think there's stuff with Roman and Punk that you could potentially do. But you got to make Braun Breaker at one of these points. That's what this show on Saturday was like missing, is you had a real opportunity to like make someone. I know they put the title on Jade, and I like that match because it played to the strengths of both of them. It didn't overstay its welcome. It was an ass kicking by Jade Cargill. It was absolutely what it should have been. That's why I like the match, because they didn't try to do too much out there. They went out there, they hit their marks. Jade looked like a beast. She got the title. Great. I thought that was fantastic. But the men's stuff was just, the IC title match was like fine, but I don't need Penta and Rusev doing more, just like challenging for the title. They played it off well. The way Dom got out of it was nice. But the 2 men's title matches, like Cody and Drew, was like as like kind of a almost heatless like title match that everyone just kind of knew that Drew was going to lose. And then they did the same finish they did with Kevin last year at this point, where he cheated, but he wasn't really sure he was cheating, and then he wins anyway. It's like, you just did this less than a year ago. And then Punk and Jay was just not good. That was just a lifeless match.
I can't tell you that I was excited for this match because I wasn't.
No one was excited for this
no
match.
one was. And again, they were stuck in the situation with Seth, but this wasn't it. It could have been LA Knight. It could have been a plethora of other people that you picked from. Jay,
it should have been Braun squashing Punk. That's what it should have been.
It could have been. And the WWE line allegedly was, wanted to do it on a bigger stage. And if that's what it was, then you don't need a bigger stage because the stage is as big as you make it. And if you make this a big event, a must-see event, or you make this into something that you can then replay on your socials, which you tout all the time as getting millions and billions and squillions of views, then guess what? People are going to pay attention. It doesn't matter what the stage is as long as you make the stage big. So to say, oh, it's just Saturday night's main event. Well, guess what? Those who read the rags, we're going to be like, well, this show clearly didn't matter. That's all we feel about it. It's like, okay, well, what about Survivor Series? Is that going to matter? Because you're not going to crown Braun Breaker there. Is he going to lead his War Games team? Because if he's not, then I guess he just doesn't really matter there. It's a matter of it's a matter of telling us and doing it. You can do it. The stage is yours. It doesn't need to be Mania. You can make it as big as you make it. So it could have been Braun. It could have been Braun, and it should have been. But now they want to wait for whatever crowning moment that's going to be.
Again, we, like SB3 and I talked about when Jay got this match, and they took Braun out of it. It's like you wait, and there's the potential that it just never happens because you don't know. God forbid Braun suffers some type of injury. Somebody else could get really hot in the meantime. And it's like, well, we had plans for Braun Breaker, but this guy over here, something could happen behind that. Like, you just don't know what could happen. I'm not saying like any of these guys do any of this, but Cody's like, I need a big spot. Roman's like, I need a big spot. Brock, Punk, they're all like, well, I need big spots here. And it's like, okay, well, what are we going to do with Brock? We need him to be in a big spot, but we got to do this with Brock. We got to do this with Punk. If Seth is back, we got to do this with Seth. Like, where does Braun factor in to that? He might not, because you just waited so long and you argued, or you tried to say, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to wait and crown him at this moment. Like, don't worry, we have plans on this. But as we've learned many times throughout the years of wrestling, plans change, pal. Sometimes you got to strike when the iron's hot.
And it's true. And this was something that people used to talk about with AEW when it came to dream matches, or matches that, you really needed to see or wanted to see. If you waited too long and a talent gets injured, well, then suddenly you weren't going to have that hot match that you were kind of waiting on and resting on for the right moment. When those opportunities fall into your lap, sometimes you just have to take them. And you have to make those moments. And yeah, sure, they're not happening at the next pay-per-view. Maybe they got to happen on the next episode of your TV. And for those who are like, no, it's got to be this, it's got to be that, or they wasted all this money here to do it here. Again, the stage is as big as you make it. Just because Utah didn't show up, in droves to come and watch the show, that's more of an indictment on, the amount of either promotion or the lack of care or the ticket prices. All three of those things in concert could have easily, caused plus the weekend. It was Halloween weekend, and there's a plethora of reasons. But if your
Utah
product
doesn't celebrate Halloween,
well,
right?
Some of the Mormons go out and do things that are scary.
Okay.
But anyway, the point. Anyway, continue. Dum 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 dum. They just gotta go, and they gotta give you a good product that you want to pay to see. And when it's that expensive, then damn, your product better be really friggin' hot. And guess what? It's not. Right now, it's not. So people are not exactly running to go see Jey Uso versus CM Punk in the main event of a Saturday night's main event. There were people who were, super excited. And again, why do you do Jey? Because the entrance. Despite what Jey Uso wants you to feel, he is an entrance, and he does very well with that entrance. And they ran it back at Saturday night's main event. So the crowd loves that, and WWE loves that they can make a moment out of it. Look at how many times our crowd gets invested because Jey Uso comes out and does yeet. Like, they love showing you that stuff. And for that reason, he's in the main event. Is he a great wrestler for a main event match? Nah, not really. And you saw that. And Punk isn't, Punk is good, but Punk is not the great that he was. And even then, he was always good. But anyway, the chemistry was not, it was never there with him and Jay. So the match itself felt clunky. They had their moments. It was very, I think Sean pointed it out kind of really well. The main event trope now is finisher, I steal your finisher, you steal my finisher. It's all a kick out. We tease a spot, and then it's someone hits a finisher twice and gets the win. Stuff like that, is typically what you'll see in the WWE style.
It's formulaic, and the formula with these guys just wasn't good. Like I like Jay. He's over. His entrance is obviously great. Jay's just not that guy in the ring. He's just not. He cannot have these main event level matches that they would be hopeful that he could have. He's fine as like a mid-card guy. He's great as a tag team. As a main event level guy, he's in ring. I think his promos are maybe even better than people want to give him credit for. When he has something that he can like sink his teeth into, he's more than just the yeet. Like some of the backstage stuff with him and Jimmy, some of the backstage stuff with him and Roman, like got some good promos there in the Gunther feud as well. Like he can get there in certain aspects. In the ring, he's not there. And I don't know if he can get there on that. Punk is who he is at this stage. You put him in there with the right people, you put him in there with the right story, Punk can deliver. The Hell in a Cell match against Drew is one of the best WWE matches in recent memory. So I'm not going to take it. The match with Sammy is one of the best television matches, WWE wise, in recent memory. Like Punk can still get there in the ring with the right people and the right story. Jay's not the right person. There was no real story. They tried on Monday. People were like, this segment's kind of whatever. Like there wasn't a whole lot to sink your teeth in. And then they had the match that they had. Yeah, the match against Gunther at SummerSlam was also a very good match for Punk. But then they had the match they had, which was just heatless and just boring and just dragged. And then they went to the formula and none of the stuff. Punk's spear, it's not his fault because it's just... People should not be doing this move. Jay's spear doesn't look good either. I criticize Jay's spear all the time. Braun Breaker gets the move. That's it. Nobody else gets it. Stop it with other people doing this spear. Knock it off.
They had something on Monday in that promo, which was the how far will you go to win this title? And then as far as they went was stealing each other's finisher and doing that formulaic main event thing. Yeah, there was no story from the story that they were trying to build. And as a result, again, it was heatless and the match just played out the way it did. It was like Samoa Joe and Hangman, where during the promo, Samoa Joe tells you exactly what the match was going to be, and then Hangman kind of retorts, and that was what the match turned out to be. And that was a good idea. That was a good way to do it. This was not the way for Joe and Punk. Sorry, Jay and Punk.
And the problem with the whole how far are you willing to go, and then you do nothing as far as like, oh, will he hit him with this or will he do that, is because you're doing something similar with the Cody thing. Because Cody is Cody cheating? Is it accidental? Cody didn't bring the belt into the ring, but Cody is also realizing like, I got to go to these lengths to keep this and like, oh, I did it accidentally type of thing, but I'm still going to take advantage of this. So you can't double up. Well, I mean, you can. They've shown they can do stuff like that, but I think they smartly don't want to double up on that, but then don't double up on the story going into it. If you don't want to double up on the match story, don't double up on the promo story. And that's what they are doing. They're telling that from a match perspective with Cody and slightly from a promo, and they're telling it from a promo perspective from Jay and not at all in the match.
Yeah, it was lacking, and Punk won the title, and here we are again. So I'm sure that there will be something on Raw that sets up absolutely nothing different other than the War Games show that you have in 3 weeks.
Isn't 3 weeks?
It's about 3 weeks.
Okay.
John Cena appeared on video and introduced the tournament, the 16-man tournament. See, they can do 16 people in a tournament. Told you someone could make it happen. And these 16 men are going to vie for the chance to be John Cena's final opponent at Saturday night's main event on the 13th of December in Washington, D.C. Jeremy, I will say this off the hilt. I think that the voiceover bits from that John Cena set, I think they were AI. I feel like they were AI. Just the way I felt, just the way it sounded a little robotic. Which I get, is also like John Cena is a robot. He isn't a top. I get it. Something just felt weird about it. But he said people from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, people who don't even work here yet, they're all going to vie for a chance to face John Cena. Brackets get revealed on the Monday Night Raw in Boston. I think that's next Monday, November the 10th.
Yeah. Are they revealing the brackets? It starts next Monday. I didn't know if they're like doing a full bracket reveal.
Honestly, if they do a full bracket reveal tonight, I would love that. And then start it next week so that people can start getting on their little bracketology and talk about why Gunther's going to win. But, I don't hate it. There are certain people that I'm excited. The internet obviously went into there's a chance we see Edge. When in reality, a lot of people forgot that there is a TNA partnership as well. And Tuplea. So see ya, Joe Hendry. You get your chance. Say his name and he'll walk in a trash can pushed by Thea Hale.
Yeah, I think Joe Hendry will be in it. I think he'll lose in the first round pretty quickly. I tweeted it, I think he's going to lose to Sheamus very quickly.
What if he makes it all the way to Gunther and gets squashed by Gunther in the final?
They're not having Joe Hendry win that many matches.
No, they're not.
Maybe if he faces I don't know, some AAA talent in the first round, maybe he gets that victory, but he ain't beating anybody of importance.
It should be him and Cardona. Cardona should beat him. I know I've seen other people talk about bringing in Matt Cardona for this. Yeah, he should be. He works with TNA and he's been on NXT recently. There's obviously a history and a friendship with John Cena. Matt Cardona should absolutely be given the chance to have this match. Miz is another one that, love him or hate him. He has had a full storyline with John Cena over the years. So he should be there, 100%.
Yeah, I think you have to put I think I would put Cardona there. I would put Miz in there. I know Brooks Jensen tweeted of I'm going to get my revenge for my dad. His dad's Bull Buchanan, who is B2 with John Cena. I think he should be in the tournament, honestly. I don't expect him to win or anything, but I think it's a fun little nod that they can be in the tournament. And, we'll see if they are. I don't know if Brooks Jensen is going to be in the tournament or anything. But
it's 16. You could do 16 with him.
You could do what?
You can do a 16-man tournament and have him in.
Yeah, you can put him in there. Again, I think he should be, but I don't know if he will be, honestly. Oba, I think Oba makes sense if he's going to win. I would not do Oba just to lose this tournament. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. If Oba is going to win, maybe if he gets to the finals, loses to Gunther or somebody like that, then okay, I can kind of understand it. But I would rather, if you're going to put Oba in this thing, he wins this thing, because that's how, again, this is how you make people on here. Putting Oba to the finals and then losing to Gunther kind of helps Oba, but maybe not if nothing else happens to that, or nothing else comes of that. I wouldn't mind Corbin in the tournament. I wouldn't mind Carlito in the tournament. I like these names. What?
I don't think you'll get current MLW tag team champion Bishop Tyre in the tournament.
I don't think so either, but I wouldn't mind this stuff because there's history there.
Yes, so it would be nice.
And I think you need some of that. You need some of the history people, and then you need some of the people who need to step up and make somebody off of this. And hopefully they have a good mix of that. We shall see. My overall comment, though, I think this is lazy. I think doing a tournament for John Cena's last opponent is just lazy. You've had all year to figure this out. You knew from July of last year that December of this year would be John Cena's last match. You have had all year to come up with a story or some type of hook or anything for John Cena's last match and how you get there and who it's against. And 1 month before, you are saying, we're going to do a tournament. I think it's lazy.
So that's what's interesting is I haven't thought about this, and I think I agree with you only because John Cena as a performer, there's always been a story for Cena. There's always been a reason to fight John Cena, whether it's a title or the USA, which sure shit don't want to do right now. Some reason to want to fight John Cena. This is not a reason to fight. The reason to fight John Cena is not to fight John Cena. It is because you want to beat John Cena. So I mean, you can tell the story of it's a tournament to go and beat the guy that you can't beat, but the guy only is unbeatable because he's been Super Cena.
He's lost already. He lost 2 matches ago.
And that's the thing. He has lost recently with Lesnar. So if he was on a tear all through 2025 and the retirement year culminates with him being undefeated this year in singles competition, now someone's got to take it down, then yeah, you're in a totally different situation and you can do a tournament and it looks cool. Now you're just trying to face old John Cena and be like, who's hungry enough to be my last challenger? And you're right. It's quite lazy. Whereas typically someone would step to John Cena, like John Cena stepped to Kurt Angle back in the day, and they would do some sort of story of the young pup or the up and comer beating the veteran, beating the guy who's on his way out. There should be a bigger story. The tournament you can build a story through the tournament, but the tournament won't be about facing John Cena. It'll be about beating other people to get the opportunity to face John Cena. And that is a different story than the one you should be telling when you have arguably the most popular wrestler of the last 25 years about to retire saying, oh, I'm only going to face the best, but the best have to fight everyone else to get to me. You could do better. I agree with you on that.
John Cena has 4 dates left. Everybody, 4. Next week in Boston. That's when the tournament starts. So we're going to get a John Cena promo where he is like, oh, can't wait to see who steps up. And I want to give an opportunity to somebody like I got. And I look forward to watching how this tournament unfolds and blah, 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 blah. Then the following week at MSG, the tournament will be continuing at that point. It's not going to conclude in a week. So maybe you get a similar promo, maybe as a match, maybe you do something. I know the rumor is Dominic, so maybe Dominic comes to him and steps up and is like, hey, face me at Survivor Series. Okay, cool. You do the Survivor Series match against Dominic, maybe he wins the Intercontinental title. And then you have the last match as the last opponent. There is no build for that. There is no John Cena promo against his last opponent because he's not on television after that. By the time this tournament concludes, which might be at Survivor Series, mind you, John Cena will have 0 appearances left before his actual last match. So you can't do anything to build the last match between him and his opponent. You can't do any type of face-to-face promo to build that up. You can give promo time to the guy who wins the tournament. Maybe Cena, I don't know if he's going to send in a video for something like this, but it's not going to be a live appearance. There's no actual build to the match. It is just, hey, it's John Cena's last match. This person won a tournament. Maybe John Cena is the Intercontinental Champion. Maybe he's not, but that's it. That's the build. That is lazy for the guy who has built his entire career doing various promos, whether he's cutting down talent and fine speeching them or building them up in some type of way. John Cena is a promo guy first. He's improved in the ring. He got much better in the ring. He's had some classic matches. John Cena is a story promo guy, and you've completely taken away any type of story and any type of promo for his last match. It's lazy.
By the way, Nick Nemeth is another name that I would add to the pile.
That's fine. I wouldn't mind Nemeth being part of the tournament. That's okay. I don't mind any of this.
You think they call him Dolph Ziggler at this point?
Yeah, they would call him Ziggler. Yeah, they 100% would. Yeah.
They called him Matt Cardona for his appearances in NXT. That's why I'm a little like, yeah.
Cardona's been out a little bit longer and has kind of like really reinvented himself from Zack Ryder. Nick Nemeth is just kind of Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler. He's just Dolph Ziggler in real life.
Yeah.
No, I you know what? You get no pushback from me because I agree. Like I said, and like you reiterated, it's a story that's not being told as a story. It's being told in a tournament that doesn't involve John Cena. And listen, John Cena may not be available for these events, but AI John Cena certainly might be. I wish they would just just cut a bunch of stuff in the back. Just film a bunch of stuff and air it week to week and pretend like he's there and at least do a build, but it doesn't feel like they're going to do it. And to a certain degree, I understand this, but I don't like this argument. Why would you tape all the stuff in the back and show it to us when we think he's in the arena and not put him in front of the live crowd? That's one pushback. However, that is 15,000 people getting upset versus the potential of how many people are watching on Netflix? Not 1.4 million weekly?
No, like 2.4. Pretty sure it's
2.4. Sorry, it's 2.4. Yeah. I was saying SmackDown is usually in the ones and Raw's in the 2.4. So anyway, I would take the 2.4 million who are watching at home being like, oh, John Cena versus the 15,000 who are like, why don't you put John Cena in front of us and outside? A pre-tape. Just have a pre-tape. You can do it. It would be okay. So
like the pre-tape makes sense, except I don't know if Cena wants to do any type of pre-tape like that, because he has said he has this many appearances left. I know like the pre-tape doesn't like fully count as an appearance, but I could see Cena being like, no, I'm not going to do a pre-tape. I'm showing up when I'm showing up. Should it be differently? Yes. But at the same time, you've had all year to prepare for this. You should have done better in your preparation for all of this, to where we aren't even having this discussion of let's do John Cena in a pre-tape thing. But I don't know if he can do a pre-tape, at least as far as the arena goes. Like, what's he gonna do? Send in a pre-tape from whatever movie set he's on? That's honestly kind of lame.
Well, where did he do that? That sit down was with what's his face from Fox Sports. It was an interview.
Oh, Tessitore?
No. Someone else, Rob.
Yeah. I know you're talking about. Yeah, it wasn't Tessitore. I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Someone in the chat.
I don't know where they did that. They could have done that. They could have done that a few weeks ago. They could have done that in Perth, for all we know. Like, I don't know when they did all that. He could have visited him on the movie set that he was on. Rinaldi.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know where he did all of that from, but if he's at the arena, just go to the ring. I don't care about this pre-tape stuff. If he's actually at the arena, then put him in front of the live audience. Who cares about, he only has 4 appearances left? No. Put him out there in front of the live audience.
I am curious if this is like a insurance thing, but then it would be just don't get physical. Or maybe it's like he could break his ankle, walk into the ring. I do wonder if there is a bit of conversation there, which again, I don't love it, but that's what it is, I'm curious.
I don't want him to do anything physical in this. I want John Cena. Let's say it's Gunther who wins the tournament. Let's say the tournament ends at Survivor Series. I feel like that's a logical conclusion for where this tournament could end based on it starting next week. Again, there's no dates left between Survivor Series and his last match for John Cena appearing. There's no dates left. I don't want him getting physical between that. What I do want is an in-ring promo between Gunther and John Cena. That is what I do want. But they're not going to be able to do that. And a pre-tape's not going to hit the same. Because John Cena pre-tape, fine. But a pre-tape ain't hitting the same as John Cena in front of that audience where they are hyping him up and he can look the dude in the eyes and you have that whole atmosphere, especially if you know it's John Cena's effectively last in-ring promo. That's the crack right there with Cena, and he fine speeches Gunther with everything. That's what we need out here, but you're not going to get that.
No, you're not, and it's frustrating. Someone in the chat mentioning Cena announced the retirement back at Money in the Bank in 2024, and they talked about, we've got plans, and he's got X amount of days, or he's going to be here, and apparently the plan was, no, we don't have a plan, or it was, Dwayne showed up, and we listened to Dwayne again.
Look, Dwayne tanked a lot of stuff.
Allegedly.
We all watched Unreal. I mean, maybe people didn't, but I did. We know Dwayne changed some stuff around on there. He's not forgiven for these sins with everything. He is a culprit in all of this. At the same time, they followed through with a lot of stuff that they didn't need to follow through with, and they still didn't have a great plan coming off of the heel turn. If they knew, and Dwayne could be lying about this, but he said after Elimination Chamber, I'm going to take a step back. I'm not going to do anything. Like, this is about Cena, blah, blah, blah. If they knew that, then they had all that time to figure out what to do. And their grand idea was, let's put our faith in Travis Scott doing a match at Money in the Bank. And that's why we're going to do Travis Scott helping John Cena win this thing. No, stop it. Do not do. You didn't follow through with any of your stuff. You just didn't. Yeah, they didn't have a plan. And okay, Dwayne might have tanked some stuff. They couldn't. They proved that they couldn't pivot well enough to do what they did with his heel turn. This run has been awful, and I will argue that we've talked about WWE being down this year and just doesn't feel as hot as it was certainly last year when, in case you're living under a rock, WWE's on fire right now. It just doesn't feel like that right now. I will argue that Cena's last run is a big reason why. Because they had money, literal money, in the palm of their hand with John Cena's last run. 36 dates. Plan this shit out. And they just tossed it into the fire. They say, it's gonna do stuff. Oh, R-Truth, man. Oh, teaming with Logan Paul, not facing Logan Paul. That's cute. A CM Punk match in Saudi for everybody. That's really cute. Just tossed it into the fire. And people saw this and they're like, you fucked up John Cena's last year. You fucked up the last year of the biggest star in the last 2 decades. Arguably, not even arguably, one of the biggest stars in wrestling history, one of the biggest stars in the world, mind you, not just wrestling, in the world. John Cena is transcended wrestling, and you fucked up his final year, and people are just like, you know what? Why should we care about this? If you can't get it right with John Cena in his last year, why do we care about this week-to-week stuff? And I don't blame him, because I'm feeling the same way.
Very, very big fan of Triple H going after your internet as you cut that promo. You were fine.
Did he? It was clean on my end.
You're mostly audible. It was fine. He just had a couple of robot moments, and I was like, oh, Paul's attacking him again. I knew it.
Yeah.
Again, you'll hear no pushback from me on the Cena stuff because it wasn't done right. And that's why for his last opponent, as you have mentioned, and I will say it should be Travis Scott. Should be doing Travis Scott.
I think that'd be hilarious. At least you follow through on something there. I don't know how Travis Scott's going to win this tournament, but whatever. He can just come out and be like, I'm the hardcore Travis Scott champion, so just give me the match and make whoever look like a bitch and be like, you know what, Travis Scott, you deserve this match because you were WrestleMania.
No. Come on. You do the entire tournament. Take Gunther out. That's fine. We're going to save Gunther. We're going to leave him away from this.
Okay.
Dude, hear me out. Joe Hendry is going to win the entire tournament. He's going to get his John Cena match, but he gets it, and it's a minute. It did not even a minute. It's like a 30-second, gets the 5 moves of doom, boom. And then later on, Joe Hendry's going to be like, I was so happy I got to have his last match. I'm so excited. And it's fine. Because then John Cena's going to get the mic and be like, this is not how I want to go out. Travis Scott, you piece of shit. I know you're in the building. Get out here. And then it's Travis Scott versus John Cena. And they put on a 20-minute banger. Okay? I don't know how. I don't know where. Somehow.
He's got to do the work of his career here.
John Cena giving the most amazing show, the most amazing performance that a retiring wrestler could do. The most incredible match you've ever seen in your lifetime. John Cena and Travis Scott pull out a 5-star affair. Even Big Dave Meltzer's just like, oh shit, this was really good. Better than I thought it would be. 5.5 stars. He breaks the scale for these guys again. That's what you get. John Cena, Travis Scott. And it's the match we always wanted from the opponents we always needed.
I don't mind portions of this. I don't hate portions of this. I do like the whole Travis Scott 20-minute match. That's good stuff. I do like that. I'm gonna change things a little bit here. Okay. All right, fine. Joe Hendry wins this tournament because that's dumb as hell, but I respect how dumb it is. Joe Hendry wins this tournament. And then John Cena, I get John Cena have to make his entrance first, which I don't love, but whatever. Maybe he doesn't have to. No, John Cena makes his entrance first. Then he can soak in the adulation from the crowd and everything and all that fun stuff. And then it goes, say his name and he fiend, 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 fiend.
You're hurting my ears.
We don't get the John Cena Joe Hendry match. Joe Hendry does not appear. Travis Scott just walks out, and then you just do the Travis Scott John Cena match. That's it. That's it.
someone at Twitch, by the way, twitch.tv/FightfulGaming. His internet was too good for those fiends. Travis Scott propping up your internet, gave you that Google 5 for a minute.
That's how I would book this whole thing.
And the thing is, Joe Hendry would just be like, I was just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah. Then Joe Hendry is in his chair and is like, I won the tournament to have John Cena's last match. And I people are going to remember that. I'm like, no one's going to remember anything. So
yeah, he's sitting in that corner chair. Carlos Silva,
yes.
just like I taught you. That's right. Hey, remember TNA? Yeah, me neither.
No one does.
They'll be back one day. Anyway.
Not this week.
Oh, no, I still don't know what's going on with this open fight night business.
It's open fight night. People are just going to like show up, dude.
It's true. Where's Brandy Rhodes? Who told you it was open fight night, bitch?
Not rule, actually.
Amazing. Jade Cargill captures the women's championship. Dominant performance over Tiffany Stratton, who was injured. And before her match was asked, can you do this? Are you going to be okay? And she's like, I'm okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm going to do it. I'm a fighting champion. Well, she got beat. And Jade Cargill's now the champ. The reason I bring this up, I mean, we can talk about the match itself, was because
I already talked about the match. I love it.
There you go. Beat the shit out of Tiffany Stratton, and now Taffy time is over. So after the show, as the thumbnail has shown us, CM Punk, not WWE's official socials, but CM Punk on his Instagram posted the photo of himself, Cody Rhodes, Jade Cargill, and for some reason, Ricky Saints, the NXT champion, standing all together. They're all
support his friends.
Yeah, they're all friends. He posted it and he said, "Look at us." And of course, the internet goes on fire. And you just know Punk is just like as he's posting it. It was got the world speaking.
They should have flipped off the photo. Like that would have. That famous Cody and Mox photo where they're throwing the bird up there. That's what they should have done. That's the only thing this was missing. I thought this was funny. Like, who cares? These are four friends. They're all champions now, and it's like, let's take this photo. Like, depending on your perspective, you can hate on this either way. Right? If you are a WWE fan, you're like, look at all these people at AEW fumbled and who left AEW and now they're champions in WWE. And if you're an AEW fan, you're like, look at these dudes who couldn't make it in AEW and they left, and WWE for some reason is putting a bunch of titles on them. LOL, they need AEW stars to make their titles because they can't make their own stars. So depending on which side of the tribalism you fall on, you can make your argument either way. I personally do not care. I thought it was a funny photo. I was like, that's cute. I was like, why aren't you flipping off the camera, though? That would have made it better.
That would have been extra. Yeah, they should have done that.
That's it. That's all I care about. Like, cute photo, four friends, they're champions, good for them. Do better television. Which isn't their fault, mind you. It's not their fault that the television show isn't good. But to me, that's what I care. I want to see the television show be good.
Saw our pal Steve, not Dr. Death, on Twitter.
Yeah, he got cooked. I mean, not really. I agreed with his points, but I do love that people were arguing with him.
The dorks came out, and if there's one thing Steve doesn't care about, it's dorks on the internet.
Yeah, Steve rules.
He just posts stuff and move on. But he posted the photo, and his comments were, I see people posting this as an indictment on AEW. With the exception of Starks, Ricky Saints, all of them got out of AEW at the right time. Fans were tired of Cody fighting for the TNT belt and booked himself out of the top picture. Jade was never going to get better working that AEW schedule. Punk was stepping on every couch he could find, which I love that line, by the way. There's plenty of room left to grow with Ricky Saints, Ricky Starks, but for whatever reason, they just couldn't do it. That was his take. I thought that was a perfectly logical, sensical take. You can go from one company to the other. You can go work the indies. You can go where you want to get paid. You can do as well as you are given with the platform you have. And like you said, like this isn't a thing. The only thing missing was giving the finger to the camera, which would have been funny. But instead, listen, they knew what they were doing. These are 4 people who have worked together in various companies, and they're the top. They're the top together. There's no need to like have to defend it. It just exists. I thought it's hilarious. It's hilarious from like a look at us point of view, but it's also equally hilarious of like I know what this is gonna do. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, they got fumbled, because no, I don't care. I don't. Because you know who got fumbled? My friend, the NICU nurse who doesn't make $500 million a year for 15 years. That's what I care about. These people make enough money that, like, yeah, if their creative sucks, guess what? They're just gonna cry into $100 bill and get frustrated. Cool, it's work. Work is what you make of it.
My shoulder hurts. I'm sorry. Like this thing's really itchy, and that's the most annoying part. Is like every time I have to like itch, like it rubs my shoulder the wrong way. So it just sucks. Don't jump off Little Tykes houses, everybody. Or
really don't.
If you're gonna jump, just like land on your feet. Because if I landed on my feet, it would have been fine. It's not like it's like a steep drop or anything. But doing an elbow drop sucked. The photo, it is what it is. Again, to me, it's 4 friends hanging out. Cool. If you feel a certain type of way, one way or the other, and you feel you have to like defend the photo or knock the photo, maybe take a look in the mirror and just don't take this stuff so serious. Just don't. Louis sent a super chat because of course it's main channel Monday, so this is where he decides to spend his money. Any NWA updates? They had San Juan last weekend. Nah, that shit was like 3 weeks ago, dude. Yeah, it was a while ago. I feel like
we talked about it happening the day that it happened.
Yeah, because we weren't sure like when the hell was actually happening. So yeah.
They're doing TV tapings in Tampa on December 13th, which is the same night as the TNA show. So good luck with that. Granted, one is in Florida, the other one's in
Isn't Full
El
Sail?
Paso, Texas. No, they're Full Sail
okay.
this month. I'm looking and I'm just like, I see nothing about when they've been live last.
They need more cocaine. You can watch NWA San Juan 3 in about 6 months.
Again, stop trying to make NWA a thing. It's not going to be a thing.
How about the Bulls, Louis? They actually lost last night. They're still playing well. I watched that game last night. That's how I spent my evening, watching Bulls and Knicks.
I can't even. I'm done. I'm done. The NWA has gotten enough of my time.
What are you doing?
I was looking to see the date that they did the tapings for San Juan, but then I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care. Oh man. Over on AEW, they announced the women's blood and guts teams. I have to pull it up because there are 5 on each side, and
that's not true.
Are there 4 on each side?
There's 6 for the women's team.
It is 6. Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay, there's 5 on each side for the men.
Yeah.
And then there's 6 for the women. Okay, so it's 6 on 6 for the women. Thank you. Jamie Hayter, Queen Amanada, Willow Nightingale, Carly Cameron, Timeless Tony Storm, and the AEW Women's World Champion Chris Statlander will take on the Triangle of Madness. That's Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Tekla, Megan Bain, Marina Shafir, and Mercedes Moné. Her first big gimmick match since I believe it was Hell in a Cell against Bayley.
Good for her.
That's a crazy stat when that was brought to my attention. She hasn't done any like hardcore style matches since leaving WWE and before. No, she doesn't always need to. I'm curious what she'll say eventually when asked about making the decision to be part of Blood and Guts. I'm sure she was asked, or she, whatever the creative was, she clearly said yes. It's not like she has creative control, but I think she can push back if she didn't want to be part of a giant cage match. But
yeah, because if you take out Statlander and Mercedes from this match, I don't think it like loses anything. I understand why they're there. They're about to have the match at Full Gear, but at the same time, like they haven't been. Statlander a little bit has been sort of blood and guts adjacent with things, but as we talked about in the past couple of weeks, like the build for this has been a little all over the place with
been
everything.
disjointed at best.
Yeah, and so Mercedes and Statlander didn't like need to be in this match. The fact that they are, it just, I think they really just want to highlight the women's division on this, and that's why they're putting these women in this match. And now, like, I mean, we might get, I don't know if Mercedes and Athena are going to go all the way. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe it's Mercedes or Tony and Nina against Sky and Julia for the final. I don't know. Because it is weird of like they're trying to do the tag team title tournament and Mercedes is Athena's partner and Athena is not in this match. So the build for this still isn't like great. You know what I mean? And like Mina's not in this match either, and she's Tony's partner. So it's a weird build for the title tournament. They should have just done 16 women so they could just throw in random teams who would have lost anyway.
Thank you. And at least it wouldn't have gone in the way of putting together this women's blood and guts match. This is what I was talking about. And again, and I get, listen, if people want to come after me and just like, he's just a hater. Well, no, this is what I was getting at, is that it was going to make the women's blood and guts match more disjointed through the build, because everyone's like, no, they're going to use the women's tag title match or the tag title tournament to set up blood and guts. But it's like,
which they should have,
but also like they kind of already had something already building, because Jamie Hayter who's in the tournament, had already put out the challenge to the Triangle of Madness. Like it was already set. You didn't need that extra tournament in the way to build up the blood and guts match.
I would say that they should have held off on the women's tag team titles tournament until after blood and guts, after Full Gear. But then you get into the C2, and I don't think they wanted to run two tournaments at the same time. So there wasn't a great spot to do this. I mean, you could have just done it earlier in the year when you apparently had the tag team titles made and everything. But like for the second half of the year, there just wasn't a great spot, because you had the blood and guts build and then you have the C2, so you didn't want to do all of that. I was a little disappointed that Ty and Anna weren't in this. They had been part of this build with everything. I thought there was a good opportunity to I thought they would have been in this. And they're in the tag team title tournament. They're facing Megan and Marina in the first round. Megan and Marina are in this match. I understand Marina's in it because Penelope got hurt. Otherwise, she would have been in it. But Marina has no real attachment to this. I like that Statlander and Marina are in it because I thought they missed an opportunity to do that after Statlander rejected the Death Riders. So I hope they kind of circle back to that a little bit here. Yeah, I think the moment's kind of passed at this point. Like, I don't have a problem with the lineup. You can do enough gymnastics to where it all makes sense because they're all interwoven at some point with each other. At the same time, the thing, it's just disjointed. And the way it got announced is like, okay, we're just going to do a video package and call it the biggest blood and guts ever. And here's Renee announcing the teams. Like, at least for the men's, you knew who was in the match. The conglomeration gave the challenge. There was 5 of them in the ring, and there's 5 Death Riders on the outside. You know what the match is at that point. This challenge was issued 2 months ago, not quite, but at least a month ago. It was issued in September. It was issued a month ago, and then you had various threads that it's like, well, this could be the match. No, this could be the match. Oh, this person should be in the match, but they're not. And then it was just, here's a video package announcing the competitors. It's been a weak build, man.
Mercedes, honestly, this is just going back to like why is she involved. All she needs to do is come out on Wednesday or even just on socials and just be like, you know why I'm in women's blood and guts is because anytime that the women are doing something for the first time in AEW and women's wrestling, I want to be there. I need to be there. Whatever it is, be a complete narcissist, and that's how you get her in the match. What, she's there because Chris is there? What are you thinking?
I got
Let's see
one
that.
better for you, Joel. I don't mind your idea, actually, but I just thought of something way better. Okay? Way, way better. You know why I'm in this match? It's because not only is this the first ever women's blood and guts match, but for the first time ever, the Blood and Guts Championship. And I'm going to win this belt as well.
That's perfect. It's just a blood-soaked belt. It's white, and she's gonna win. If their team wins, she should introduce the belt and be like, "And this is mine, and I had it made specifically for this."
Yeah, she needs to pull out the Blood and Guts Championship for this, and that's why she's in this match. That's all.
Jeff Jarrett comes out and be like, "We can do that."
Jeff still has his death match, Texas Chainsaw Death Match Championship. The rules.
It's time. It's time, Jeff. It's time.
Eh.
Gonna go after Mercedes and Jeff. We got to get that match before Jeff retires, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the match itself. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be. I'm a little again. This is the one thing about the women's blood and guts match. It's like each side have people who want to go after each other. So for that, the match makes sense. But the blood feudiness of it is really only the Triangle of Madness and like Jamie Hayter, Queen Aminata, and I guess technically Willow and Harley Cameron. It feels like the additions of like Chris and Mercedes. That's fine. I get it. Megan just wants to beat up anyone. Like they're in kayfabe. Like she just wants to beat anyone's ass. But the same thing with Marina Shafir. Like they're just there to be chaos agents and beat people up. I'm looking for that one segment that makes you know that all these women hate each other, or at least each side hates each other, that they want to beat each other up, kind of like what they've done with the men. You know, Darby really wants to take out the Death Riders, and you know that he will do anything to achieve that. The conglomeration and the Death Riders have also been having their problems, and the challenge was made by Orange Cassidy. Feel how you will about how he did it. It was very Orange Cassidy, but it was like, we're just doing this to do this, is kind of how you could take it when he made the challenge. Again, if you don't know Orange Cassidy, you don't know, like, you didn't want to do this, but we're going to do this. So we'll see. Again, the matches will be great. I'm looking forward to them. I'm just hoping that they bring it to that climax where you can say afterwards, like, yeah, they made this a great match. They made this a great build, or not even a great build, but they stuck the landing, as they say. That'll be fine with me.
Yeah, I mean, they've only got a week to do that.
Yeah,
The Blood and Guts match is next week. So,
and that's why the match has to be spectacular. Honestly, that's why the match, not spectacular, but that's why the match really has to deliver, because otherwise we can say like the build just wasn't there, because they took a, again, disjointed approach with the women, and the men, like, we got there. You and I talked about this weeks ago, that this was the way it looked it was going to go, and it's exactly what it was. This is maybe the blow off for Darby and the Death Riders and the conglomeration. Maybe.
nah, they're going to do something full gear to just do some shit.
A $2 million match, which, by the way, who the hell
right.
was listening to us on Wednesday? Because you should have listened to the entire show where I said, don't do it. You did it anyway. The bar has been set higher. Kenny Omega teams with Jurassic Express to take on the Young Bucks. And who was the sixth that I'm now forgetting again?
Josh Alexander.
My guy. My dude.
Yeah, say your guy.
Whose best friend I'm going to talk to this week. So, people forget about Josh sometimes. Okay, listen, the Bucks might join the Don Callis family today on BTE. Who knows?
Huh?
Anyway, it'll be fun. This is a great trio setup. We're back to Kenny versus Josh, which was something that we talked about happening. They didn't do it at all out, so instead we'll do it at Full Gear with the trios match. Good stuff. That'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the trios match. They'll go all out on that. I think the women's blood and guts match will be good. Now, hold
on. I have a very important question here.
Oh boy.
A $1 million match, trios. Who gets the extra dollar at the end? The person who gets the pin or the submission, they get the extra dollar, because otherwise it's $333,333, right?
Yeah.
So
wouldn't it be extra penny? You could do a penny, because then 33 cents.
Oh God, 99 cents. Jesus.
Yeah, so who gets the penny? I already know the answer to this, by the way. Whether it's a dollar or whether it's a penny.
What is it?
Don Callis. Yeah, Don Callis set the match up. Yeah, that's his agenting fee.
That's his agent deal.
Yeah.
All right, but what if he doesn't win?
Nah, he still
But he gets it regardless because he's the one who made the match happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he gives that to the Bucks and is like, here you go. Sorry that you lost the match. Here's the $1. I feel bad for you. And then they got to fight over the $1. And then the Bucks have a $1 match.
That's it. They take that extra $1 when Jurassic Express and Kenny Omega win. They take that $1 and they give it to the Bucks, and the Bucks have to fight for 50 cents. That's what they to get it each. Someone asking how many of these money tag team matches have they had? We did a tally.
Yeah.
And also, if you go on Reddit, there's someone who is keeping a tally as well.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we did a tally a few months ago, and then they've done like way more since then. So we got to update our count of all of this because
I'm going to try and find it while you're talking. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't have much more to say. But there's been a lot of these money matches, and now they're at $1 million. So I think that'd be a good match. What else I was going to say was, I think the women's blood and guts match will be very good. Haven't been in love with the build. I know our pal John Alba angered a lot of people this weekend with wrestling feels kind of cold. There's been some good stuff, but creatively kind of a funk right now. And people, of course, argue like, well, WWE has been in a funk, but AEW has been great. And so don't group them in with each other. I understand what John Alba was saying. I don't think Alba was trying to take away from the in-ring quality of AEW. I actually know he's not trying to take away from the in-ring quality of AEW. I think we can all agree in-ring AEW continues to be outstanding. They might be having their best year ever when it comes to in-ring. Every pay-per-view delivers. You don't turn off an AEW pay-per-view and be like, you know what, that match kind of sucked. And that pay-per-view kind of sucked. I didn't feel like I got my 40, 50, however much money's worth are there. But from a story perspective, I get what Alba is saying. Like right now, I'm not thrilled with a lot of stuff that's happening in AEW. I think it's fine. Hangman and Joe, again, I know the match will be great. It's a rematch that we just saw. I love both characters. It's a rematch that we just saw a month ago. The women's stuff, we talked about. The blood and guts stuff, a little disjointed. Even Mercedes and Chris. It's like, why is Mercedes getting this match when she just lost a women's title match on this? The women's tag team tournament. Some of the teams are a little thrown together. Blood and guts is kind of getting in the way of things. The conglomeration is stuff. I think they should be a little higher up. I do like that they're in a feud with the Death Riders now. But Darby and Mox, it's like, how many times are we going to do this match? Like, how can we continue to do this match, this feud type of thing? I do love the Takeshita, and I do love Takeshita and Okada. I think that's been really, really strong stuff. I think Kyle Fletcher's kind of taken a little bit of a backseat to where he was when he was feuding with Hangman Page, and I wish they would elevate him up a little bit more. I think he has a little bit more to give on the TV shows that's just not there right now, and I wish it was. I understand what John Alba is saying. I think I'm gonna say like he could have worded it better. Like, people are gonna take his words. It's social media. Like, they're gonna take his words and twist them and just go make of them what they will anyway. But I don't like fully disagree with him creatively. There's been some. I think they certainly miss Swerve. Swerve is everything he does is creatively great. I think they miss Ospreay to an extent because I think Ospreay has a seriousness and a gravity to his promos where like he makes you interested in these things. And I even miss Kenny to at least in a bigger spot because he's kind of the same way. Like right now, Kenny's just kind of doing stuff with Don Callis family. It feels like there should be a higher elevation for Kenny Omega when it comes to this stuff. So there is some creative stuff that's like, it could be a little bit like it doesn't. Like, AEW doesn't feel super hot. I think it's a little bit hotter than WWE is, but it's not like it feels like it's like this is a can't miss show with all these great stories going on. It feels like a can't miss show because like you're gonna get a great match here, you're gonna get a great match here. The pay-per-views are obviously gonna be absolutely outstanding. Like we know that when it comes to the pay-per-views. But right now, I don't think there's been. At least, again, right now, AEW had some good stuff at the beginning of the year. The Hangman story was fantastic. The Ospreay stuff, the Swerve stuff, like there was really good stuff in there. But right now, it's just kind of in a lull, and it happens. It's cyclical, right? It's all very cyclical when it comes to wrestling. Like, it was good. It was good a couple of years ago. In case you're living on the rock, WWE was on fire. A few years ago, AEW was on fire. Right now, both are kind of a little bit in a lull, and hopefully by next year, at least one, turns back around and they catch fire, and we have some good stuff right now. Where Alba screwed up is saying the Vision was good stuff, because that killed his entire point. The Vision sucked. And the Vision was so bad, they axed that idea in 6 months. That's where Alba went wrong. The Vision sucked. And he shouldn't have used that as an example of good creative, because that was bad.
All he had to do was talk about the MFTs, and he would have been saved. That's all he had to do.
I don't even know if they're honestly, I know that he should have gone with Rhea. Rhea should have been the example, because Rhea has been the best thing in WWE this year.
Right, hotter than Brock Lesnar.
The Rhea stuff actually kind of sucked to start the year, because she was complaining and being bitchy when she lost. Yeah. But since WrestleMania, the Rhea stuff has been good. Rhea and Io. They should have at least gone there. Or Alba should have mentioned that with it. But the Vision, no. The
Should have
Vision
gone with
sucked.
Kyrie and Asuka.
Yeah, the Vision sucked.
That's what you lead with. Cyclops is better than Wolverine, saying, Jeremy, why do you and Joel hate AEW?
Well,
we're equal opportunity haters. Never forget that. Always.
Yeah.
Janela had a lot of time on his hands last night, and he was
great.
It was great. I'm not knocking it at all. You'll never find him on Twitter because he's been shadow banned for whatever reason. Yeah. It's ridiculous. And he's not kidding. You got to look up his handle just to find him. It's crazy. Anyway, someone had asked him, because he said, I'll give you my honest opinion on anyone and everyone. Go check out all the replies. He's good. Listen, Janela is that person who he knows more about this business, especially now, than 90% of people, because he is everywhere in it. And he is a voice that is very underrated. People just don't know how much he puts in and how much he cares and how much there's a reason why all your favorite wrestlers, or at least most famous wrestlers, are having their last matches with him. Okay. It's not because there's a big grift going on. It's because Joey is trusted and well liked for those reasons.
Joey won't get the credit. I mean, he's been on our show and he's called himself the best carry job wrestler, which I respect that he just gives himself that title. Joey won't get the credit until he's gone. I don't know if he's ever going to leave wrestling, because he might work behind the scenes in some capacity. I have no idea. But he won't get the credit for what he has actually done. And he won't get that credit because I don't know if he'll ever get to WWE. And his AEW stint was what it was. It was short-lived. He wasn't on television a whole lot. His best matches were on Dark. So I don't think he'll ever get that kind of credit. But you talk to anybody certainly on the independent scene. You talk to people in AEW, you talk to people in WWE. Joey's influence is there. And it might even be they influence a promo, we influence in ring. It might just be Joey connected me with this person, and that is why I am here. Joey knows everybody. He knows everyone. I think I've told this story before, but at Full Gear 2019, when they did the what was his name? Soul Train Jones, Virgil. When they did the Soul Train Jones bit, which was very hilarious, and I went around and I asked wrestlers of what do you think of Soul Train Jones being in AEW? Joey's yeah, they were looking for Virgil's number, and I'm I got it. And I was of course you did. Joey's yeah, I got everybody's number. I can connect anybody with anybody. Joey knows everybody and can put all of this stuff together. So yes, Joey's fantastic. I don't think he'll ever get the credit. Giancarlo works for AEW now, or at least he was doing stuff. Giancarlo was doing stuff for Joey for the longest time. And those spring break videos that everyone thought was fantastic, because they were, when they did the match announcements and everything, that was all Giancarlo and Joey. Spring break itself became the biggest show for independent wise of WrestleMania weekend. That is the show. WrestleMania weekend is spring break. Oh yeah, Joey won't get the credit until he is eventually gone.
Said it once, so say it again. Megan Bain versus Bozilla was my WrestleMania weekend main event because that match friggin' ruled, and that happened at spring break. So Joey was asked, your thoughts, give me honest opinion. Someone asked AEW, and he said, booking got tighter, wrestling got better, and the ratings got worse. Not entirely on them, just think the current wrestling boom is over. I think it's a very valid take, and I think that it's something that, I see a lot of people liked it, and some people push back and whatever, but I think he's got a very solid point. The boom is not where it was even a year ago, 2 years ago. So as a result, you're just kind of, your wrestling's not going to be what it was going into 39, into 40 WrestleManias. The wrestling is just where it is right now. It will come around when something big hits and something hot happens, and people want to, talk about whatever it is. It's got to be organic. That's what it is. And this was something that really annoyed me at Saturday night's main event, was like, how many times do you have to tell me Post Malone is there and show me Post Malone reacting to shit? We get it. Post Malone called you back. We get it. He had a fun time at his first event when he came with Jelly Roll, and now he's bought in. Great. You really want him to be part of your programming. You brought him backstage. He had photo ops with every wrestler and everyone. Yeah, we get it. You think he's the best belle of the ball, and you want to incorporate him in every aspect of the business you can. I get it. Jesus Christ, do something organic. Do not make this saturated, corporatized bullshit that you've done with the celebrities. You can bring a wrestling boom around, but you're making it obvious. You're making it obvious that you're obsessed.
I will show the celebrities in the crowd. I think that is a fine thing to do. Now, did WWE go way too heavy-handed with it? Yes. You want to show them once, be like, hey, look who's here? Cool. I'll defend that all day long. I think that is like, hey, this is the place to be tonight. Look who is here.
Everyone should do that. I do not believe me. I agree with you there. Go ahead.
Okay. So, but yeah, it's a little too heavy-handed. But your point of don't sell. Look at the WrestleMania videos, Joel. Look what all of that led to. You had a chance to be like, oh, what's this? This is something organic here. Oh, what are they teasing? Nah, we're just doing WrestleMania 42 teasers. That's it. Come to WrestleMania because we're back in Vegas. WWE's always just trying to sell you something. That's what they're doing. Their whole goal is to sell you on the show, the superstar, tickets, merchandise, whatever it might be. They are trying to sell you on something. That's why they don't care about the wrestling. They don't care right now about the stories and everything. How can we sell something to you? That's what they care about right now. And until they start to care about stories and in-ring and everything, that's what we're going to continue to get. Is all right, we might stumble upon a good story. We might do something good. We might stumble upon a good match. But how can we sell you on the next show? How can we sell you on this t-shirt? How can we sell you on this catchphrase? How can we sell you on this event? That's all they care about.
An update on the money match conversation. This will be the 15th money match at Full Gear for $1 million. Right now, in terms of total prize money, one. This is as of Wrestle Dream. I don't think there's been another money match since Wrestle Dream, right? Oh, there was the Collision one, right? The 400,000. Yeah, they did. Which the other one.
Collision.
The 8-man, $400,000.
I got one arm, Joel. I can't look this stuff up. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there was Collision.
Okay.
But they
since
did
Wrestle Dream.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just the one.
Wrestle Dream was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and then they did the Tony Khan give us another one. You trying to remember? They did the FTR and the Bucks versus Jurassic Express and Jet Speed.
Oh yeah, because then they did the 4-way. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a money match.
That was a money match. That was a 400,000 or another. Yeah, it was 400.
Oh yeah, the 8-man.
The 8-man. So this is this is now the 16th money match at Full Gear, the $1 million match, because this thread was since Wrestle Dream. Right now, Luchasaurus, I guess, has $350,000. Jack Perry has $350,000. Julia Hart has $100K. Sky Blue has $100K. Penelope Ford, Megan Bain have $100 each. The Jacksons had $250 that they gave up, lost gambling. Jalisco has $50,000. Statlander has 100,000. Wow. The Outrunners have 100,000 each. Ishii has 100,000. Hologram has 313,475 from that Pesos match. Gates of Agony each have 100,000. Tekla has 200,000. Will Ospreay, Mark Briscoe, Speedball, Kevin Knight, Brian Cage, both Martin brothers, they have 100,000 each, and AR Fox has 150,000 because he won the Ring of Honor one for 50.
All right, so what's the grand total?
Too much. I don't know. No one
Math.
can this is stupid. I can't math here.
Math this, Joel.
Oh, fine. We got to do the math on this.
Yeah.
Everyone, we got everyone who has the money. So 300 plus.
Someone math all of this.
Plus 400 plus 100 plus 100 plus 200 plus 213,475 plus 50 plus 400 plus 100 plus 50 plus 500 plus 500 plus 500 plus another 400 plus 1 million. How do I do 1 million in this case? There's been a lot of money out here. Holy shit. Hold on. I'm so confused.
Just whatever the grand total is and then add 1 million to it. Seems pretty simple.
217,000. No, it's got to be more than that. It's got to be 2,171,750 plus 1 million.
Can't math.
3 million. No, I can't. Because I got to add thousands to everything I just put in. I can't math. I'm not a mathematician.
Are you a musician?
Barely.
Music?
Used to.
Okay.
I'm also very hungry, so my brain is at its lowest.
All right.
Anyway, point is, there's been a lot of money given away.
Yeah.
I'm not going through this. Bro, yeah, we'll just round it up. 500 million.
Sure.
I'll send you the thread. You can go and do the math if you really want.
I got one arm. I can't math anything.
You can math. Just ask your personal assistant. The one on your phone or on your computer. I don't want to say its name because then it'll appear.
Should I just ask it? Hey Siri. Oh, it lit up. How much money? Oh wait, it stopped. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. How much money has Tony Khan given away in AEW matches?
I can use ChatGPT to answer that. You can enable ChatGPT on your iPhone.
What?
Okay. Use ChatGPT. Bitch. I'm unlocking, bitch. Now it quit.
Oh no.
Siri sucks. Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, it's mad at me because I said it sucked. I don't have ChatGPT installed on my phone, so
yeah, I was wondering. I was like, do you have ChatGPT on your phone?
No, that's why it wants me to download it or whatever.
You get $3 million according to ChatGPT. That's what ChatGPT says. I don't think that's true.
I don't believe ChatGPT.
No, this is not. No, they got it wrong. They got it wrong.
Sucks.
Stop using AI to find answers to things. Just do the math yourself, unless you can't do math like I can't. Anyway, Monday Night Raw is tonight. Live from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Very close to Rancho Relaxo. Not close to Rancho Cucamonga. I'm sorry, Young Bucks. The World Tag Team titles are on the line. AJ Lee defends against the Judgment Day. That's Finn Balor and JD McBighead. Nikki Bella. Nikki Sawa, I should
Nikki
say.
Bala?
Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella. And how did she pronounce Stephanie Vacquer's name that one time? Stephanie Vacquer? Stephanie Vacquer.
Sure.
Yeah, her best friend, Stephanie. They're going to take on the other Judgment Day. It's Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. CM Punk to appear. I should hope so. He is the new World Heavyweight Champion. Penta versus El Grande Americano.
Sure.
And Bailey and Lyra take on Asuka and Kairi Sane.
No, should be a fine show. I mean, whatever.
8 p.m. on Netflix. Change the times again. Go back to airing at 8 a.m.
Yeah, go back to 7. 7 was so nice.
7 was a
go
good
back to
time.
7. Yeah.
Is there?
They didn't change anything. They didn't. The viewers weren't up or down either way. So just make it a 7.
well,
I don't know
good
what the
luck.
football game is tonight. I'm trying to think off the top of my head what it is. And Dallas and Arizona. I think that's right. I don't know. Sure, I'll probably watch that. There's no my teams don't play, so I don't really care otherwise. So unfortunately, I'll be watching Raw. I'm pretty sure I got to cover Raw as usual. All right, two things, Joel, before we potentially get out of here. I had the cameo from Brian Alvarez, who buried Zeno Hour. Do we want to play that on this show, or do we want to save it for next show?
Were we all here for Dijak? I was in the chat, so I saw
Yeah, you're in
it.
the chat. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like this is something we should have SP3 for.
Okay.
SP3 4. So maybe
3-4.
yeah, someone tried to do that to me yesterday at the park. I was like, shut up. My child said something about looking like whatever. So he said 7 and it was a thing. And all of a sudden this kid behind me was like 6, 7. I was like, what the shut up. His mom was not impressed. Anyway.
I tell kids to shut up. I don't blame her.
Well, don't say things you're not paying attention to.
Yes, we paid for the Brian Alvarez cameos. Hour he reduced it to $10, so
Final.
we were gonna get it. We'll continue to use Brian as long as it is $10. He keeps it at $35. Hell no, we'll give our money to Dijak. Dijak did it for free, so
good for him. Appreciate that. Do we do it? So we'll do it tomorrow then. Let's do it tomorrow when
Okay.
SP3 is here, and
right.
and we'll be back on our normal channel. Okay, you heathens, which we appreciate. Thank you for hanging out with us on the main. You get us tomorrow doing this. The XP1 starts tomorrow. Okay, for you
Yeah, it
guys
does, actually.
over on Overbooked. If you want a Brian
an
Alvarez
account.
cameo, you
Or
gotta go-
Dijak.
or Dijak. You join us there. You get what you get, and you don't get upset. Jeremy, is there anything else that we missed? I know the Bandito match. I think I'm going to let SP3 talk about that because he actually really liked it, and I think he'll really want to talk about that match tomorrow. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought it was really well worked match. But of course, SP3 likes to talk about the moves and the story of the moves, so I'll let him do that tomorrow with you because I'm sure Raw's going to be whatever.
I thought it was too long. It wasn't for me. 5 stars.
There you go.
It's a main channel, so you know what we're gonna do for a main channel here, Joel. Actually, first, what did we accomplish today? I missed this on Friday, and that was on me. But what did we accomplish?
Did it?
Nah, like Kimmy tried to do it, and I was like, well, let's wait. And then I hurt my shoulder, and then I just forgot to do it at the very end. So, what did we accomplish today, Joel?
Photos with friends are a nice thing to do as long as you don't post them on social media and make fun of people for it. Drew McIntyre deserves better, but then again, he makes a lot of money. And if you're ever upset about the people in your wrestling sports fandom who are upset because they didn't win or they didn't get their way, just remember there's a NICU nurse somewhere that's not making $500 million over 15 years to play sports.
I think the biggest thing we accomplished today is
Mana, the final boss. And here we go. This is how good. The final. God damn, that's good shit.
main channel Mana, everybody. And here we go. Tim, that is such good shit that I have been healed, everyone. The mana has healed my shoulder, and I am fine. Because much like my hero Seth Rollins, it was all one giant work. Thank you to The Rock and to the mana.
You're welcome, as his character Maui would say. We watched that today for the first time. Not the
Really?
movie, just the song.
Really?
Yeah, he liked it. Made me show it to him twice.
Good.
And then I immediately thought of the Tom Campbell supercut where at the end he closes the rock and says, now go home and smoke some more crack.
Always
My
good.
favorite.
So I actually went to urgent care and they did like look at me like, you're fine, just like heal up, whatever, you'll be okay. I was like, can I get a sling? And they're like, yeah, sure, here. And so they gave me this like cheap little sling. So I was like, thanks.
It'll be $20 for the bit, dumbass.
Nah, they didn't care. They were like, because like they said I was fine and whatever. And so I was like, all right, but like, can I get this just in case? So like I had a reason, obviously, because I did did hurt my shoulder. It legitimately hurt. It still kind of hurts. So it's not like they were just gonna like deny me this sling. when I had like I didn't walk in and be like, hey, I'm 100% fine. Can I have this sling for a bit? Then I can understand. But me going in there and be like, can you check my shoulder out? And they're like, yeah, you're okay. Just like, it'll be okay. And I was like, okay, but can I get a sling? And they're like, yeah, that might be helpful. Like, they're like, you don't like have to wear it 24/7, but like, if you want to wear it, if you think it'll help you, here you go. I was like, thanks. I was like, I don't know. I'm not going to wear this stuff for 2 hours on a Monday, but it's all for the bit, everybody. It's all
These people are underpaid, and this is how you treat them. Anything else to plug?
I'm keeping them in business, right? Like, I'm going when I don't need to go.
Oh, God. Been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, flat out deceived. You all deserve it. Anything else to plug before we get out of here? Jeremy Liarbert, as they're saying in the chat.
That's a good nickname. I respect that nickname. No, I'm going to bed. Yeah,
We'll
I walked in with a mono bottle and asked for pain pills and a sling. That's about right, actually.
And it's Ohio, so they said, anything for you, sir.
Yeah. They're like, sure. They're like, well, Ohio State won, so what are you drinking for? I'm like, well.
Drinking when I'm happy and I'm drinking when I'm sad. What do you want?
Like the Blue Jays lost. I'm a Blue Jays fan. They're like, okay, that's understandable.
Yeah, that's right. All right, we're back tomorrow on our other channel, Fightful Overbooked. Go ahead, subscribe there now. All the clips from today are going to drop there over the course of today. There are a lot of them that I've been kind of writing down as possibilities.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We got those. We got shorts dropping every day on the channel. So it's not like if you don't see a live show, you can't get a content boost from us over there. So go ahead, do that. But tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., we're back doing the thing. So until then, leave a thumbs up for Jeremy Lambert. You know who I am. You know who he is because I just said his name. Ladies and gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.